It's centrally located in the heart of NWA at the Johnson exit off I-49 and is the most unique choice of hotels in the region. Whether you're in town for the game, a concert at the Amp, business travel, or just a weekend away, the Inn at the Mill has a spacious, clean room ready for you. Reserve your stay at the Inn at the Mill, 479-443-1800, or visit innatthemill.com. The Inn at the Mill, where the past meets the present.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Do you text emojis?
Yeah. I mean, I really like the one with sunglasses and a smile. I like that one a lot.
That's your go-to? Would you have the sunglasses emoji as an Arkansas State of the Union right now, or no?
I think it'd be a little sad face, like to lose that game.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
Let's make another excuse for this Jaguar.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kirk Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Hey, it's a big day on the Chuck and Bo Show. Big morning for us. We have added to our studio. Those of you who are watching on YouTube as we speak are probably amazed at the
First cup of
set.
coffee, wondering what's going on.
Yeah, we got this beautiful new set. What do you think?
Well,
I like it.
I think that, we're in the shed.
It's not finished
We've
yet.
moved to the garage,
Yeah.
and soon we're going to be in the studio. We're going to be in the
We'll
living
earn
room.
our way into the whole house, the actual home itself.
We're just working hard here.
It looks good.
Show ends and construction begins.
That's
every
exactly
morning.
right.
Every
it's
morning.
like
for the
it's
next
like
day.
a construction zone in here.
You look like $1 million, man. You had a big day
I had
yesterday.
a big day yesterday.
Fort Smith Razorback Club,
Yeah.
starring Chuck Barrett.
Well, actually starring Matt Jones.
Actually starring Tommy Kraft, the host. But normally that is normally your role. What's it like when you show up and you're the royalty being interviewed?
I don't know what to do.
Next to the
I don't
Hall
know
of
what to
Honor,
do.
Great, Matt Jones.
I have one standard answer. I don't know. I'm not the coach. Ask him.
I think we need to have
I'm
Matt
just
Jones
joking.
on the show tomorrow.
Matt Jones is really good. And standing next to Matt Jones, you don't realize until you get right up next to him just how tall that dude is.
Oh,
I mean, he is tall.
really tall.
And
Does he still have the long beard going?
yeah, he's still got it going. He's still got it going. And he was great, though. He was great. And we had a good time. Sam Pittman live last night.
How many guys can just never play wide receiver and get drafted in the first round as a wide receiver
and play
and run a 4.3?
Yeah. And actually, we're able to do it.
6'6", run a 4.3.
Played 4 years in the NFL.
I remember watching him play basketball. That was so fun.
Thunder
It was just
Dunk.
fun. He's one of those guys, and Taylon Green's a little bit like this, and it's natural to compare Taylon Green to Matt Jones because of their body types and speed. But watching Matt Jones play basketball or football, it's electric. Darren McFadden comes to mind. I've said this many times throughout the years. R.I.P. Alex Collins. But I remember when remember that whole thing? Alex Collins' mom ran off back when we had
I
the
remember
signing
that.
papers.
Yeah.
We got a fax in the papers, and she ran off with them. But when you saw him on the field, he just popped. Like he just jumped off the field. Taylon's a little bit like that. You see him out there and you're like, man, this could be exciting.
I think that he has the same quality that a guy like Matt does, that some others have had. It's hard to put anyone in McFadden's category, but you feel like when they're on the field, you've got a chance to win. You feel like going into every game, that person gives you a chance to win. I remember when Matt played, and you do too. Every time the Razorbacks played, you thought you had a chance because Matt Jones was out there. And it was the same way with so many others. And I don't know this, time's going to tell, but I think Taylon Green's that same type guy. The best part, and I was thinking about this last night, if things go well, I mean, they've got him for another year too. I mean, I know you don't look past what's going to happen Saturday, but theoretically, you actually next year could have what everyone covets in college football, a returning quarterback, a good one. Now, obviously, that's way on down the road, but It's nice to know that you've got a player like that you do feel like when you play a game gives you a chance to win.
We've talked so much about what happened in the Oklahoma State game, and we just sort of mentioned how great the offense was in terms of yardage and all that, and how turnovers cost the game and all those things. But do we really, if we dig in on the offense for a second, man, this is – anytime you have an exciting offense, and that was part of the deal with Houston Nutt that drove fans nuts. They didn't think that, no pun intended, they didn't think that they had enough of a passing game. And it gives you hope when you feel like you can convert long third downs. And when Petrino came along, even when they were losing and that ball was in the air, you remember, at one point Mallett would throw the ball and it just feel like there's no way that a receiver is going to catch up with that. It was like he would throw it as high and as far as he could, and you would look down and there's Greg Childs just running like a 4-4 to the ball,
right,
and run right underneath it. And it was like we had never seen that before, and it was exciting. Andrew Armstrong got back in the lineup. Man, he looked good. And it was just like, wow, look at these guys. They can fly around. They can play offense. I'm sure you saw what Jaquindon Jackson said earlier this week when the players talked in the press conference. I thought this was really interesting.
We got probably the best backfield in the country right now, in my opinion. He can run, he can throw. I can run, semi-throw, I guess. It's going to be one hell of a year with him back there.
When's Jaquindon Jackson going to throw like D-Mac used to throw?
Yeah. Well, he was a quarterback. He was recruited as a quarterback.
College,
now let's be honest. If he could throw, he'd still be a quarterback.
That's fair. We're not asking him. They got a quarterback.
That's right.
But it just adds another weapon.
No, you're right. I think Jaquindon's great. And I think he's a bell cow back. Now, here's the thing. And I know as people are listening to us talk right now, they're saying, yeah, but you got to win the game. And so now that's what they got to do. They got to go win the game. They got to beat UAB. They got to go to Auburn, and they got to win a game because that's the bottom line. And all this stuff we've talked about is great. And I think it gives them a chance to be a really solid football team this year. But you got to win a game and start Saturday.
It's September 12th.
It is
6:08 on the Chuck and Bo Show, and Ryan in Hot Springs is raring to go. What do you have, Ryan? Good morning.
Well, I wanted to answer your question from yesterday, and I wanted to I'll make my point first. One thing I don't think we've talked about enough, or I've heard talked about enough, is the fact that we had 4 turnovers and still put up 30-plus points. In my lifetime, I can't think of any games that we've put up that many turnovers and still put up 30 points.
Cotton Bowl against Tennessee would be the only one I could think of.
And then you just want to know what I do for a living. So I'm actually a CNA at a psych facility. So have y'all ever seen Sling Blade?
Oh, many times.
Many times.
So the facility that I work at, that was filmed at.
Is that right?
How about that?
Yeah.
So to answer that question, I'm a CNA and I work with psych.
All right.
Well,
but hey.
We're good to get to know you a little bit.
I hope y'all have right. Well, hey, I hope y'all have a great day. Have a good morning on this. It's raining here in Hot Springs, but
that's what we need. We got to get correspondents like you to let us know when it's raining. What's the temperature? Do you have any idea? The forecast, like rest of the day.
Ryan, what time do you get up? Because some of us need wake-up calls. I mean, like maybe if if Ryan's up, he calls you up. Hey, man, time to get up. It's 47 degrees this morning.
That's a thing.
Chance of rain.
That's a thing. When you have teenage kids and they get into high school and they're supposed to be at school and you're at work already and maybe they're home alone for a few an hour or two before they got to get up and you're like, hey, the phone's not ringing, their location's not moving. Or the phone's not being answered, it's ringing, and then those wake-up calls are a real thing. Just like you used to get in the hotel back in the day.
I did.
Do you still get them?
No, I don't do the wake. No.
You know how to set the alarm on your phone?
I do know how to set the alarm. In fact, I am like a lot of people. I'll set 2 or 3 times. I mean, I'm going to make sure I get up. I'm going to make sure I get up
for sure.
But I don't do the wake-up call.
Yeah. Now,
did you know it's National Day of Encouragement?
I did know that.
I'll expect encouraging words.
I've been here. I've been
an encourager. Be an encourager.
I've been doing that day. I've personally taken on the mantra of doing that day for the last 2 weeks.
Yeah.
I don't know if you've noticed.
I have not actually, but thanks for.
I've been pat on the back day, National Encouragement
You're
Day.
doing a great job.
You know, the
Bart.
other thing today is it's National School Picture Day.
I saw that.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking
those times are almost behind us.
You know, I've talked about this many times before, but it is true. If you grew up in Arkansas, if you're a Razorback fan, School Picture Day meant your best Razorback shirt. Whatever your best Razorback shirt was, whether it was a T-shirt, whether it was a collared shirt, a polo, whatever it was, you put your best Razorback shirt on for School Picture Day.
Is that shirt this year? Is that the shirt that I've seen on social media? We almost always win. Razorback shirt.
Well,
we almost win.
Most of your school pictures are chest up. I don't know if you can get all that in.
Well, I mean, can you make a special request to the photographer?
I don't know.
Darinoka of the SEC
Network,
the face of the SEC Network, host of SEC Now, is going to join us next. We're just off and rolling here on a Wednesday. Good morning. It's the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations. Hey, Chuck, I made some good calls today. You sure did. You sure did.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
What's your Oaklawn? Is it hitting the slots for fun and high fives? Or having a round at Silk's Bar and Grill before the action? Play your way at Oaklawn's 24/7 non-smoking casino. With 1,500 slot machines, live roulette, craps, and blackjack. A sports book where you can watch and wager on your favorite games and live entertainment at Pop's Lounge. You'll never run out of fun. It's time for more winning and more excitement at Oaklawn. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Who's ready for some Arkansas Razorback football? Experience football game days on the Hill as the Hogs return to action for the Fayetteville home opener, Saturday, September 14th, 3:15 p.m. against UAB. Tickets are available online at arkansasrazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
You say, well, that's a tough thing to say. Well, we live in a tough world.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Summer is here and adventure is calling. Visit Southern Tire Mart for a new set of Yokohama tires to get your vehicle ready for summer travels. Southern Tire Mart is your trusted partner for top quality tires, professional services, and competitive pricing. Visit us in Fort Smith at 9700 Highway 271 and let Southern Tire Mart ensure your vehicle is ready for the open road. Southern Tire Mart is a proud dealer of Yokohama tires. We keep America rolling.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
When I go out to eat, I want something fresh. I don't want something that's been sitting in a freezer or processed. When I go to Lily Sandwich Shop, I am satisfied to the max. That's because Josefa makes everything fresh and uses that River Valley farm fresh produce during our long growing season. Stop by Lily Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District and become another satisfied customer. The sandwiches speak for themselves.
My name is Lily. My Baba makes the best sandwiches at Lily Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Back to Save Sports Radio.
NFL tonight.
Yeah, I know.
Buffalo at Miami.
I know. Professional football. I think it ought to be a good game. It's on Amazon tonight. If you're one of these, you an Amazon Prime subscriber?
Well, I mean,
you?
yeah, you got to be. I mean, it's one of the top two, Netflix, Amazon.
Really?
Yeah, so you're going to have a tough time if you're trying to watch that and anything else tonight, knowing how you like to switch back and forth. You know, the SEC network's on actual television.
Well, I am a direct TV subscriber,
right.
so the SEC network is non-existent.
Wow. Dari Noka, SEC network. Have you been involved
Dari,
with
would
these
you get this
negotiations
taken care of?
at all?
Would you get this done?
Yeah. Again, I was just in Atlanta, Athens. I was down in Georgia doing some speaking. Yeah, everybody's all angry about this. And listen, like last week, here's how I handled it last week. I canceled one and switched to another, and the whole thing took me about 2.5 minutes.
Well, that's what I'm going to have to do. If it's not settled within 24 hours, I've decided I'm going to make.
But why? Like, why? Just do it. I'm not trying to it's bad business for me to say, well, just give up on DirecTV.
I mean, if you had DirecTV to begin with, that's a you problem. I mean, you need YouTube TV.
Well, okay, so I had YouTube TV. I'll give you my history. I had YouTube TV, but Bo, I'm a big hockey fan, and I love the Hurricanes, and so YouTube TV dumped all of their regional sports networks. So then I had to switch to DirecTV so that I could watch Canes, and now hockey's on ESPN Plus, so I don't need that. So yeah, anyway.
I didn't know that about you. I felt like we knew each other pretty well, but I just found out you're a hockey fan. I didn't even realize.
Oh, I love hockey.
Big hockey.
You had no idea. No,
I hadn't. It's not something that comes up in our conversation.
It's not something you brag about.
We've talked about a lot of things. Hockey's not one of them.
Whoa, come on!
I'm joking.
What was that all about?
I'm joking. I'm kidding you.
You got to watch Chuck. He'll throw a zinger in there every once.
Yeah, he will.
Yeah,
Dari Noka. He you know what he did was he caught that punt. He didn't muff it.
Oh, wow! What did you think?
So
you're sitting there after watching this just debacle last year, right? All of last season was a debacle. And if you watch the SEC network, you know that oftentimes Dari's in there on a Saturday having to talk about all these games, you know, the SEC now and all day college football and all this stuff. And so you've seen plenty of Arkansas. And you like Arkansas. You've watched Arkansas over the years. You used to be on our old show. We've talked about it for years. When you watched Arkansas come out and play like they did against UAPB and then play like they did against Oklahoma State, but find a way to lose, I think you tweeted something like, geez, Arkansas, can you find another way to blow this game?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Dude, I was sick. I mean, I'm not, I was sick. And, of course, then I start, getting beaten up on social media by, oh, you're just a Sooner that hates Oklahoma State, blah, blah, blah. No, none of that. I want Arkansas to do well. I always want Arkansas to do well. I you know me, man.
You got beaten up on social media too, huh?
Yeah, but it was hard to watch. And for Arkansas fans, I can only imagine how much harder it was to watch. Everything that could go wrong went wrong. Like you're watching it, or I was watching it, even on the punt. Like, please don't muff this, and it's muffed. And then obviously the wide open pass, Talon, misses on the wheel. Like it felt like it was one thing after another. Putting the ball on the field and on the putting the ball on the ground. It's just It's been a long time since I've seen a team literally find more ways to take defeat from the jaws of victory than Arkansas did that day. And Yeah, it was tough. I don't. It was really, 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 really
So,
bad.
so what was
It
your
a lot
takeaway
of bad football.
besides losing after watching them last year? What do you see when you watch this team?
Well, I think that yes, like obviously there were positives, right? So last year they would never have been in a position to put their foot on the throat of a team like Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Like that would not have been something that could have. They would have never been in the position. So if you want to take positives away, and I assume that's what the coaching staff has tried to do this week, without question, they've got a really dangerous quarterback, and they've obviously got I think a much better defense. That defense didn't get any help. They're battling short fields in the second half. They had the tying touchdown pass in double overtime. He just missed it. They're all correctable mistakes. Catch a punt instead of dropping it. Obviously Taylor Green is not the most accurate quarterback in the world, but that's a throw he makes 9 times out of 10, probably 19 times out of 20. So it's all correctable stuff. Is Arkansas a playoff team? Absolutely not. They weren't going to be a playoff team. Were they supposed to lose this game? Yeah, absolutely they were. But it's all correctable stuff. They were in a position they would not have been in last year. They're a much better team than they would have been last year. I understand fans because I am a fan. 2-0 is a lot better than 1-1, and you're going to kick yourself for a while because you had this a really good football team dead to rights, and you let them get away, and that's the frustrating thing.
All right, when you look at the rest of the month, UAB obviously Saturday, then a trip to Auburn, and then A&M down in Dallas. I think a lot of Razorback fans right now are pointing to those 2 conference games. They see them as winnable now. Maybe they didn't before, but obviously they wonder if it's not going to be another case of here we go again. When you look at those 2 games, you've seen Auburn, you've seen A&M, you've seen Arkansas. How do you size all that up?
I do think they're winnable games based upon the improvement that we've seen of Arkansas. What we saw from Auburn last week, which was really, really bad football, offensive football, and now Hugh's dealing with trying to figure out the right approach at quarterback. And then A&M, which, obviously could get nothing going offensively, and we, they're faced with the question, is Connor Wigman overrated, and is he really as good as a lot of people think he is? Yes, absolutely. They're all winnable. And frankly, if you get one of those 2 conference games, in our world of like, you go through the schedule and you're like, win, loss, win, then I think you all of a sudden feel like you're back on track, because maybe before the season started, you didn't see one as winnable, but, you had Oklahoma State. Now you didn't. You lose Oklahoma State. Now you kind of get back on track. You feel like record-wise, we're back. I think that they're all 3 winnable. Oh, they're not going to win all 3, and I'm happy to. If I'm wrong, I'm happy to be wrong. But without a doubt, yes, they can win all 3 of those football games. And if you get through the month and you're sitting at 3-2, I think you're happy. I really do.
Let's look at the overall league for a minute. Do we know much beyond the fact that Texas and Georgia are really good? After watching Alabama and Oklahoma and some of the others, what's your take right now on the league?
Yeah, I think Texas, Georgia, and Ole Miss are all incredibly good. I think that those are all teams that'll be in that conversation for Atlanta. I think they're all teams that'll be in the conversation for the national championship game. I think they're all really, really good. If week 2 told us anything, it might just be that beyond those 3, there's a significant drop from tier 1 to tier 2. I don't know where Missouri fits in, and that's the one team I'd like to see play somebody. I think Alabama's a lot better than they showed for 3.5 quarters against South Florida. But Oklahoma certainly has warts. There's no question about it. Their offensive line is not very good. Jackson Arnold's got some growth he needs to make. Kentucky getting their doors blown off at home. That shocked me.
I didn't see that coming either. I didn't see that coming.
No. And like that's a little bit of really bad Kentucky protection. Really not good quarterback play when he had time, which was rare for Vandegrift. And I do think South Carolina's defense is really good. And I say that understanding how odd that might sound at this point in this season, but I do think they've got a legitimate front, and that'll keep them in some ball games. So I don't know. LSU was disappointing, against Southern Cal week 2. They played, nobody, essentially nickels. I don't know what you learned from that game, but yeah, there's a lot of teams we don't know much about. I do think, though, those 3 at the top are legit.
Is Tennessee
I think every one of those is
in that top tier to you, or undecided?
Yeah, I kind of forgot about them. Undecided based upon who they've played to this point, I would say. I think that they're closer to that tier than they are the next tier, if that makes any sense.
Dari Noka.
I'm worried about them going into Norman in 2 weeks. I don't love that situation for my guys, but no, I think Tennessee's pretty good.
Dari, Nebraska, not in the SEC, get that, but also as a college football guy, what Matt Rule has done there, they've had they went through 7 straight losing seasons. And I don't know who they've really played. I mean, Colorado's loud, but are they any good? Not really. But that's a fan base that I sort of sometimes compare to Arkansas because it's the biggest thing in the state. Everybody rallies around it. And they've obviously had a more recent national championship tradition. But when everything started changing, the landscape, the realignment in college football, we all wondered, could Nebraska do it again? What do you think Matt Rule's doing there? And what have you noticed anything about this sort of uptick from the Cornhuskers?
Yeah, I love Nebraska, Bo. I worked there for 2 years, 2000, 2001. I've got so many friends in the state. I am very tied into that fan base, and I really root for Nebraska. And I am thrilled that fan base, more than anything, has somebody that looks capable. I don't know how good they are, but they certainly look capable. Rule's a great college coach. It's been proven time and time again. He's done a really good job in the portal. And then when you go out and you get arguably one of the 2 or 3 best high school quarterbacks in America, if not the best from a class, you give yourself a fighting chance. And Dylan Raiola looks to be the part. They're playing good defense, which they have not done in a while. So that's obviously good, but the schedule's going to get a whole lot tougher. But to see them dominate Colorado the way they did, particularly in that first half, there's a confidence, a swagger that they haven't had in a long time. I think that starts with Matt Rule. But Raiola is going to keep them in games. And when you've got a top level quarterback, and I understand he's young and he's going to make mistakes, but he certainly looks like he belongs as a starting quarterback in the Big Ten right now. And I'm thrilled. I love seeing them win. I love seeing them win because, to me, that fan base is one of the more unrealistic fan bases in college football. But in my estimation, they're also the singular best fan base in college football. I love Nebraska fans, and I hope they continue to win football games. I'll root for them.
Let's put a cap on this with another Arkansas question. Do you see them making a bowl game? I don't know if you have the schedule, but we can rip through it real quick.
I don't have it in front
So they got
of me.
UAB on Saturday. Yeah. Next week they're at Auburn. They're A&M in Arlington at Cowboy Stadium. Tennessee at home. LSU at home. At Mississippi State. Ole Miss at home. Texas at home. Louisiana Tech at Missouri.
Oh my gosh!
So you figure they're going to get to 3 in the non-conference, so they got to beat 3 SEC teams.
I ran through that in my head as you were going. I came up with 5 and 7. So I hope I'm wrong. I've got them at 5 and 6 going into that Missouri game. So I don't know how good Missouri is at this point. I gave them one of the 2 between LSU and Mississippi State. I don't think they win both. I'm going to hope so, but I would not bet on it, I guess, is where I would leave it. I've got them winning 3 and 2 getting through September. And then I've found 2 more wins. One's LSU or Mississippi State, and then one's Louisiana Tech. So they're going to have to get one they shouldn't.
At Auburn, maybe.
Yeah, I mean, I've got them either winning Auburn or A&M, so that gets them to 3-2 there, right? Through September, they're sitting at 3-2. Is that math right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
You know, win UAB, go 1-1 against Auburn and A&M, so now you're 3-2. 1-1 against LSU, Mississippi State. You're 4-3. You win in Louisiana Tech, that's 5. But they got to get one of those other 4.
Well, they got to figure out a way. They got a great home schedule if you look at it from a standpoint of you have massive opponents coming in. You know, I mean, all of these huge games are at home, and tradition, you know, would tell you that they figure out a way to win one of those games. Which one it is,
I agree.
We'll see.
Yeah.
But maybe LSU.
They're like, I know, like, we're kind of bitter beer face and all this right now, and I'm, you know, I hated what happened Saturday, but not as much as fans of their Hogs. I understand that. They are way, 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 way better than they were a year ago. So maybe I'm looking at this with, you know, kind of these blinders on from what we saw in Stillwater and not giving them enough credit, because I do think they're drastically improved. So, you know, they probably, I think that they're certainly good enough to make a bowl game.
So you're saying there's a chance.
I'm
telling me there's a chance.
I mean, how many times can we play that for Arkansas fans? Oh, you're telling me there's a chance.
It's just that the league is so good. Like,
Yeah, it's crazy, man. It is.
Oh my God. You want to put them in that, they're certainly good enough to beat almost anybody in the league. So if they pop off a couple of those wins, then they may be looking at 7 wins, and that would certainly be good. So,
well, man, thanks.
I don't know. I got to get over Saturday. I'd be a terrible coach, a terrible player, because I'd let one game beat me twice.
That's tough, man. That was a tough one. Hey, thanks so much.
Thank you, Dari.
Really appreciate you hopping on with us in the mornings. Hey, you're our first, not counting, you know, Clay Henry, who's in the family here locally. You're our first repeat guest, and we can't wait to do it again.
It's a high honor.
Big time.
Hey, I'll take it, guys. I'm glad the show's rocking and rolling, man. It's good to hear you guys.
Hey, thanks, bro.
Thank you, Dari.
Always good to talk to you, my man. Dari
Talk to you
Nonka.
guys later. Yeah.
Yeah, thanks, man. Long time friend and great broadcaster. Does a great job on the SEC network. We got to hit a break. Back in a minute on the Chuck and Bo Show. It is 6:33.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
There's a lot of lions, tigers, and bears, but they ain't one Razorback. Number 1.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I want to make a couple of points here because I have the floor.
All of it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Touchdown, Arkansas!
We fought back. We took a punch, and we answered back.
He's going to go! Johnson's at midfield, and there he goes! 98 yards. Keep, I saw it, but I'm not sure I believe it.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
I know we're always on the go, heading to Fayetteville, Little Rock, Oklahoma City, and you need a place to fill up. But not just for gas. I need snacks, drinks, and a restroom that doesn't make me throw up. That's why my new favorite pit stop is Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue on the way out of town. I can't stop by without getting something from their hot box or a fresh-made burger. That's Jam Mart number 10, located at 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crickhopper.
People wonder all the time, where do I get my suits for all the weddings I go to? Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Rainwater's has dressed me from head to toe. So if you're renting or buying, your #1 men's clothing shop is Rainwater's. Experience the Rainwater's difference for yourself at 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at rainwater-s.com. When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, because it's fun to look good.
Are you looking for a great deal on a previously owned vehicle but want to avoid high-pressure sales? If so, you need to visit Edwards Auto Sales in Roland. For over 30 years, Ernie Edwards and his staff have helped folks from Arkansas and Oklahoma River Valley buy a quality vehicle and offer a buy here, pay here program as part of their services. Some restrictions may apply. Come visit Edwards Auto Center newly remodeled facility 3 miles west of the Garrison Bridge, the first car dealer on your right, or log on at edwardsautosalesinc.com.
At Dobson Fiber, we're helping you build stronger connections by bringing the fastest internet network available to your business. Why fiber? Fiber internet provides reliable, symmetrical, blazing speeds. Without any interruptions or buffering, you can rely on Dobson for all your data needs. With Dobson Fiber as your premium internet provider, you can focus on the things that matter and the connections you build. To see if fiber is available to you, visit Dobson.net. Dobson Fiber, building stronger connections.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro Diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I got two things I want to talk about real quick, and I'll get out of your hair.
We don't have any hair, Sterling. Another great line. Thank you.
Good pun there. Nicely played, Sterling.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
It's really fun to see the kids' faces. Today was TJ Metcalf, who playing really good at safety. Jaheim Singletary, who's our starting corner, doing a really good job there. Isaac Tesla was the third one. And then to see the smile and those old give 'em hell, Devin Bell, our punter. So he'll be the fourth captain, Devin Bell.
I'd like to just respond real quick to a texter as you heard the captains being mentioned on Sam Pittman Live last night with the great Chuck Barrett here in studio today and every day, 6 to 9, Chuck and Bo Show. I'd like to respond to this LSU fan, Steven, who wants to make a bet on the LSU game right now.
What's he want to bet?
I'll take Arkansas. You tell me what the bet is. I'll take Arkansas. Daria rattled off these games right now. You want to pick any games right now? You want to pick a game? You want to pick a game that Arkansas is for sure going to win in your mind?
Daria was not bullish on the Razorbacks. He was not bullish.
Well, he almost talked himself into it. He went from 5 to 7 wins.
I know.
Are they a bowl team?
Here's the thing I noticed about what Dari said, and I actually think it's it raises a point. He doesn't have Arkansas going on a streak. If you noticed, he said they'll win one of those two games. They'll win one of those two games. If you're going to get to 6 or 7 or have a good year, you got to put streaks together. He said I don't see him winning all 3 games. Now, but he also said that they're good enough to win all 3. If Arkansas is going to make a leap, if Arkansas is going to make believers out of people, it's just the reality. You're going to have to string some wins together. You can't win one week, lose the next week, win, lose, win. You got to put a streak together if you're really going to capture people's attention.
These are the sort of topics that you get into as the season moves along. Like the beginning topic is, are they better than last year? What are they going to be like? Then as they start to go, then we're going to find out, is it a way better looking team, or Dari, way better looking team?
Four ways.
Yeah. That still loses, or are they a way better team and they're going to win some games? Because we all know they had close games last year. We've talked about that ad nauseum, how many close losses. I think this year's team and losing is different. You gonna be okay with that?
I got to get this microphone right.
I mean,
it doesn't sound right.
Well, I mean, I think it sounds great. But
doesn't feel
it
right.
might fall out.
Doesn't feel right.
It might fall out of the holder. What do you call that thing?
I
Bart?
think I got it.
What do you got? I mean, Chuck, listen, Bart, you've been fired twice. We're 2 weeks into the show. If Chuck's microphone is distracting him and it's an issue, you cannot have Rush Limbaugh like that kind of what was the network?
EIB,
the EIB.
Excellence in Broadcasting. No, that was the most pompous guy of all time.
Golden microphone.
Oh, he was awesome. Whether you loved him or hated him, whether you agreed with anything he said or not, he was the most bombastic broadcaster of all time.
Old school, like
He
that's
was.
Chuck. So we gotta
I don't know
have
about that.
we gotta have Chuck set up. Like we gotta have the breakfast bars from our friends at
Ooh,
Walk-Ons.
they're good.
We gotta have.
I've already had one.
Hey, he stepped outside of his comfort zone today.
gotta do it.
Well, life begins at the edge of your comfort zone.
That's right.
And today I went from
Just
an
ask
apple.
Shannon. Just ask Shannon Sharp.
No.
That'll be the only reference
No,
today.
All right, let's go to Jimmy in Fort Smith. Jimmy, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, Jimmy.
Good morning, fellas.
Hey, Jimmy.
I've watched that game from Saturday probably 10 times. And one thing I noticed, I started watching just the offensive line. And the right side of our offensive line in pass protection breaks down a lot.
Yep.
And I know that's probably inexperience at the right tackle position, because I know that Blackstock hasn't played that position before. Is that where Kudus normally plays, or whatever that?
No, Kudus would normally be the left guard. Braun's the right guard. Blackstock's the right tackle. I don't think it would be unfair to say that Carmona is probably a little bit better pass blocker than run blocker.
He had some struggles. Though.
Yeah, Blackstock's more of a run blocker as opposed to a pass blocker. I'm not saying that's the definition. That's the actual, the way they are. But that's kind of a tendency, I think.
Do we have depth at offensive line? I mean, what's our depth look
Yeah,
like?
Pittman's
Because
talked about that. And most offensive lines, you don't have 10 guys that can really play. You got maybe 8. Now some have some luxuries like that, but it's pretty rare. And Pittman's talked about, if you got 8 guys that can play on the offensive line, basically 3 backups that can go across different positions, that you're in decent shape. And I think they're in decent shape there. But I did see, and I saw it pointed out by some people breaking down the film like DJ Williams, that the tackle struggled a little bit, and Carmona struggled a little bit at times. And that may have something to do. We don't know all the calls and protections, and it may have something to do with the left guard being hurt and some inexperience there in terms of working together. I don't know.
Well,
but there were some issues to clean up.
Let me say this. First off, they had a pretty good day offensively. So whatever they've got to clean up, it's not like it kept them from putting points on the board. I think one of the things with the offensive line, you really do have to have 5 playing as one. You really do. You're not good without that. It's cliche-ish to talk about the fist,
it's true.
But it's very true. And you look at what Arkansas had, what they have on their offensive line in terms of experience, and I'm talking about experience playing together. I'm not talking about how many games they've started. I'm not talking about how many games they've played in. I'm talking about how many games they've played together. And the answer is 2. That's the answer.
Well, and that's why Oklahoma State's offensive line had so much respect coming into the season because they'd played together so much.
I'll go back to what I said yesterday, and I think it encompasses the game in general. Oklahoma State knew exactly what they had. They had an experienced offensive line. They had an experienced quarterback. They had an experienced running back. They had receivers. They'd all played together. Arkansas is still learning a lot about their team. When you look at an offensive line, you've got 2 tackles and a center who were on different teams last year. You got a guard that, just to be real honest, has been nothing but a backup until injury forced him into a starting position. And then you got a guard that's a veteran player on the other side. That's not an experienced mix. And so 2 games together, I don't think they're functioning as one yet. But I will say this, for an offense that doesn't have a line functioning as one, they did pretty damn good.
You just don't know. I'm telling you, folks, you don't know what you're going to get on this show. I mean, you just don't. I mean, it's a Thursday morning. No, people are just waking up, and we are heavy into the offensive line analysis. I mean, that is a far cry.
You don't find that everywhere, people.
You just don't. Like yesterday, it was a different story.
They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
24 hours ago.
We're all over the road,
That's
man.
where we were. Today, we're on the offensive line. Good morning.
Hey, good morning. It's good to hear you back on the radio, man. I missed you in the afternoons, and you guys seem to be gelling right along. So it's good to hear both of you on morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, I've got some good news. Sweatinum Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there can also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatinum. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Sweatinum Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to sweatinumcosmetic.com, sweatinumcosmetic.com, and click on the Sweatinum Edge, or call 479-966-4174.
They are who we thought they were.
And tell them you
And we
heard
let 'em
about
off
the
the hook.
Sweatinum Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and
We played them the third game. Everybody played 3 quarters. The Bears are who we thought they were.
Easy access to hot springs natural
That's why we
water
took the
and
damn
sparkling
field.
lakes.
Now,
Oaklawn is your
if you want to
home
crown
base
them,
for everything
then crown
the
their
region has
ass.
to offer. Come stay,
But they
play,
are
and
who
get
we
away
thought
at
they were.
Oaklawn,
And we
a
let 'em off the
travel
hook.
Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013, with popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA. There's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Hey, Razorback fans, it's Quinn Grovey alongside my man, Matt Zimmer. And it's a great time to be a Razorback.
Embrace the ho!
Whether it's a touchdown, a slam dunk, or a grand slam.
Big Suey, they were doing all the stuff. I went in there to get something to eat, and they're cheering. I'm like, what is going on here?
We're here with the excitement and insight you crave.
Well, you're giving me goosebumps now, you know.
It's the Razorback Daily from the team at Sport and Store.
That might be our best episode ever.
Available wherever you listen to your podcast each morning.
We want to make sure that you can read some ludicrous lyrics on his 47th birthday
I can
today.
do that one. Roll out, roll out.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Ty Richardson for A Cut Above Lawn and Landscaping. They service commercial and residential lawns for weed management and fertilization for a lush, healthy lawn. Need bush hogging? They do that too. A Cut Above also offers tree and limb removal. Don't forget hauling and dumpster rental as well. More than just a mowing service, they're A Cut Above. Call or text today at 479-719-5605. Lawn, landscaping, power washing, stump grinding, leaf removal, mulching, flea tick, and mosquito control. 719-5605.
This is Coke Zero Sugar. Could I be the best Coke ever? Try and taste with your ears. Hear those bubbles? Imagine them tingling on your tongue. Fizzy deliciousness. Listen to that cascading liquid. A mouth-watering waterfall. Irresistibly tasty. Zero sugar. Crisp, refreshing, and ice cold. Is Coke Zero Sugar the best Coke ever? Try and decide.
Walk-Ons is always a win, whether it's for a post-game celebration, drinks with the crew, or an easy weeknight dinner. Walk-Ons has you covered. Scratch-made dishes, wall-to-wall TVs, craft beers and cocktails. Dig into their mouth-watering menu items like po' boys, gumbo, and voodoo shrimp, plus fan favorites like juicy burgers and fresh salads. Find your nearest location in Rogers, Fayetteville, Fort Smith, Conway, and Little Rock, or order online or in the app. Walk-On Sports Bistro for the win.
People wonder all the time, where do I get my suits for all the weddings I go to? Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Rainwater's has dressed me from head to toe. So if you're renting or buying, your #1 men's clothing shop is Rainwater's. Experience the Rainwater's difference for yourself at 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at rainwater-s.com. When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, because it's fun to look good.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show. Listen anywhere at hitthatline.com or the Hit That Line Now app. And now, Chuck and Bo.
I think the most pertinent clip coming out of the Oklahoma State game that we haven't played yet is an old one, but a good one.
They are who we thought they were, and we let them off the hook.
That's what happened. Denny Green,
summing it up.
Rest in peace. He's
from the grave.
No longer with us, but that was a great quote. Patrick in Stuttgart, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Hey, good morning, guys.
Hey, Patrick.
I just wanted to chime in on this offensive line thing you guys got going this morning.
That is pretty sexy, talking about the offensive line.
That's right up there.
You know, when you said it like that, I thought, well,
that's what I said. That's what I'm saying. You know,
right.
You just don't know.
Go ahead, Patrick.
That's what everybody's thinking about.
Okay, so kind of like the last guy, I watched it a couple of times, and I saw something that I saw last year quite a bit with the offensive line struggles where, like Blackstock, when he got beat a couple of times, it was almost as if he didn't move. You know, like the guy just blew past him and he was still in his stance. Now, I realize, like, if you're on the road, loud environment like that, and particularly with everybody sort of being in the shotgun now and not being on the center, they're going by this clap thing as opposed to being able to hear the quarterback call the signals. And it looks like he's not hearing the signals. Because it's one thing, to get beat, the guy blows you up or he throws a move, but when you're like literally just standing there in your stance and the guy runs straight by you to the quarterback, that's the problem. Now, whether it can be fixed or not, I'm not sure. But the thing is, I just don't want to put that on one game on Blackstock because I saw it quite a bit last year.
Yeah,
that's fair.
No, I appreciate you pointing that out. We wouldn't want to do that either. I mean, look, here's the thing that you do get out of Oklahoma State that we didn't get to see out of the Pine Bluff game. They get to go back and see this film and make corrections against a better opponent. And then they get a chance to play, an inferior opponent this weekend and work on some of that stuff. Let's see how clean a game they can play on Saturday as a 24.5 point favorite against
a lot of points.
UAB. Chuck, we're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, Pasco Air Plumbing and Electric, the Fayetteville Auto Park, White Realtors, the Griffin Company, and Flight by Yingling. It's Thursday morning, September 12th. It's 6:56. Good morning on the Chuck and Bo Show.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Think better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Safe Sports Radio.
Nestled in the beautiful Ozark Mountains, the OARK General Store has been serving customers since 1890. OARK General Store serves the freshest homemade burgers, fries, and pies with the friendliest staff you'll ever meet. You won't be disappointed on your adventure stepping back in time. Whether you're on a motorcycle, top down in a Jeep, or just out for a Sunday drive, make sure you check out the OARK General Store in North Johnson County. Hop off I-40 in Ozark or Clarksville for one of the most beautiful 30-minute drives in all of Arkansas. For hours or location, go to OARK General Store on Facebook.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
For today, the remnants from Francine moving our way, so we will see an increasing chance of rainfall, the heaviest off to the south, but everything moves north as we head through the afternoon. The high today in the middle to upper 70s. A chance of rain again tonight. The overnight low will drop down into the low 60s, and then a chance of mainly morning rain on Friday. I'm Sally Russell with the forecast on ESPN Arkansas.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based grams.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
You're listening to ESPN 95.3, KERX Paris Fort Smith.
You sound like a participation trophy, Dad.
Remodeling your bathroom? Don't let your imagination be limited by out-of-the-box shower doors or tub enclosures. Arkansas Glass and Mirror is your local source for all things glass, including plexiglass, mirrors, and shower doors since 1964. Arkansas Glass and Mirror has more selections, better prices, and the experience to help you build the shower of your dreams. They also have the only showroom in the area to help you create those dreams. Professional installation and professional service. Only at Arkansas Glass and Mirror, 1316 South Z Road, Fort Smith, or online at arkansasglassandmirror.com.
You will never find a boring old burger at Art's Barbecue and Burgers in Fort Smith. Try the Wild West Burger, topped with a hot link, jalapenos, and Art's hot sauce. The Brisket Burger, with tender brisket and caramelized onions on top of their ham-patted burger. Or the famous Art Attack, with house bacon, smoked ham, an onion ring, and a fried egg. There are 10 different burgers to choose from, and they're all $1 off every Saturday. Art's Barbecue Burgers and more. Rogers Avenue, next to Buddy's in Fort Smith.
This is Chuck Fawcett with Chuck Foster Realty. When I have a HVAC problem or a plumbing problem, I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940. Blaylock Heating and Air.
So to have a red truck rolling your way today, give us a call. That's Blaylock Heating and Air Conditioning for all of your heating, cooling, plumbing, and drain cleaning needs and great York Home products. It's just one number you need to know. That's 782-8940.
Valley Family Dental, formerly known as Riley Farm Dental, at the entrance to Riley Farms, provides every type of dental care and procedure for you and your family. General dentistry, braces, implants, and cosmetics. Dr. Sparkman, Farmer, and now Dr. Blaine Van Nuys work to give all of their patients a better smile. Valley Family Dental, 5501 Riley Park Drive, Suite A, at the entrance to Riley Farm. Now offering same-day crowns. 226-3500 for an appointment, or visit valleyfamilydentalpractice.com.
Much this week. We're going to check in.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Do you text emojis?
Yeah. I mean, I really like the one with sunglasses and a smile. I like that one a lot.
That's your go-to? Would you have the sunglasses emoji as an Arkansas State of the Union right now, or no?
I think it'd be a little sad face, like to lose that game.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo. Can you believe we're doing this?
This brings
Just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two ball play guys with a face for radio.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kurt Realtors, the Griffin Company. Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
Hey, whatever happened to Michael in Stuttgart? Whatever happened to that guy?
I mean, when you put yourself out there like Michael did, my guess is he's probably being held hostage somewhere in a back room in Vegas for an unpaid marker, something like that. I don't know. I mean, we would love to hear from Michael. I don't know what's happened to him.
Should we put out the APB?
I would put it out right now.
See, sometimes these big gamblers, I mean, they just like disappear. Well, I mean, one day you're there and the next day you're not.
When you're a line mover, we got needle movers, but Michael from Stuttgart moved the lines.
Well, I thought about him Friday.
I mean, just ask him.
I thought about it Friday. He was the first person I thought of when the line jumped from 7.5 to 9.5. I'm thinking, where's Michael?
Where is that guy?
What's going on?
That guy's in a
something's happening right now.
The best thing I'll never forget from Michael is when he was just adamant that nobody could pick games like he could, and so we pitted Bart against him, and Bart won.
And we pitted Bart's dog against him, and the dog won too.
Well, unfortunately, we don't have any of those anymore. I mean, that's what we learned yesterday, right? Those are not.
They're eating the pets.
Did anybody bring that up to you at the Catfish Hole last night?
Did not come up last night at the Catfish Hole. It did.
They're eating the dogs. The people that came in. They're eating the cats. They're eating the pets of the people that live there.
Well, this is not a rerun of Wednesday's show. It's Thursday. It is September 12th. We are here. We are live, and we've dug in on the offensive line already with analysis and breakdown this morning.
The sort you don't get everywhere.
We can run the gamut here. We can run the gamut. Tomorrow we'll talk about the Nelly concert tonight at the Amp.
You going?
Well, I've been invited.
Really?
What do you think
Are you going?
What do you think I look? Can we get some Nelly? What do you think I look like at a Nelly concert? How do you think that's going to
go? Like the oldest person there.
Like,
I doubt that.
Hey, the funniest thing I've ever seen, and it made me feel so much better, was at the Snoop concert, which I also got invited to. as we listen to a little Nelly here.
Oh, yeah.
Where's Eddie? Eddie, is this in your jukebox? Can you get some Nelly quotes?
Are you going to take your shirt off after? Are you going to take your shirt off,
So I'm
dance
at
around?
the Snoop concert, and I look over, and there's Muss. And I suddenly was no longer embarrassed.
He was just there for the social media picture. Muss was just there for the
but
picture.
He can dance about as well as I can.
Picture.
He can dance about as well as I can. So I thought, yeah.
You're going to dance?
I think I'd probably take you in a dance battle
I can
over-
promise you, the people that know me best and have been around me when it's required.
Are you going to go
say
to that,
otherwise?
Are you going to go?
I have not been invited. I don't have a ticket.
Well, maybe you can have mine.
Well,
you just go with.
Maybe you
my
guys
friends.
could go together.
Yeah.
Maybe you guys could go. Have
One of us has to get up in the morning.
Have a little team building exercise.
If I go to the Nelly,
You can
concert,
leave me out,
If
but-
I go
but-
to the Nelly concert, I'm probably not going to be sitting here in the morning.
Why don't you be our driver? Why don't you
Nah.
pick up, drop off?
like
Yes.
dad.
Yes,
People
yeah.
are already going to
Go-
think you're dad.
go to
They're
the-
going to think you're dad out
Yeah.
there
Oh,
anyway.
thanks, buddy.
They'll
Yeah.
think like
You're not wrong.
that granddad's coming to pick
You're
up
not
all
wrong.
the kids.
To answer your question, if I do go, I will keep my shirt off. I mean on.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah.
Also, just shifting gears, you know whose birthday it is today, and I know you're a big fan, Chuck. Kelsey Ballerini.
I do love her.
She's.
I do.
You wouldn't know her if she walked by you.
Well, it doesn't mean I
You
can't
wouldn't
love
know.
her. No, I have no idea who she is.
Turn it up here. This it's beautiful.
Half of my high school got too drunk. Half of my high school fell
We're
in
gonna see. We're
love
running
with a
the
girl
entire
next door.
spectrum today.
And their dad
The only thing you're not going to hear about on the show today is Shannon Sharp. Everything else we're talking about.
That's two. That's two. You said you weren't going to mention it, but once.
Yeah.
That's two.
We weren't going to play the Pets cut, and we weren't going to
Hey,
talk about
$5
Shannon
in the
Sharp.
jar. $5
Here we
in the
are.
jar.
Ty Richardson told me that it's the best concert. Is that right, Ty? It's the best concert you've ever been to in your life?
She was phenomenal. Absolutely gorgeous.
And Chuck loves her. He doesn't know any of her music. But he said, I can still love her.
Ballerini, not ballerina.
No,
Ballerini.
It's Kelsey Ballerini.
Yeah. It's a beautiful
By
song.
the way, did you see the story about John Bon Jovi, who
I
has
did.
his own bar in
He
Nashville, was
yeah.
filming a music video yesterday and talked a woman from jumping off a bridge, which is the opposite of what happens with Chuck.
That's right. That's exactly right. Now I think I'm going to go ahead and go.
He makes him want to jump off a bridge.
I think I'm going to go ahead if you don't mind.
We're done. We're done here. We're done here.
Oh my God! But
was
that was a beautiful song, and I hope that you and your little friends have a good time at the Nelly concert tonight.
Little friends. You want me to take notes? And, you want a full recap tomorrow?
No,
Yeah.
hey, if you
I
guys
mean-
are here on time, I'll consider it a victory.
I mean, is Nelly? in
Can
your
we get some
wheelhouse?
videos for social media, Bo?
Yeah,
from
that's
the
what I was
concert?
wondering about.
Yeah, I don't know. Is Nelly in your wheelhouse, Chuck? Like who's in your playlist? Do you have a playlist?
Yeah, I like
yeah, he sure does. Yeah.
I play a
Yeah,
lot
I
of
got one.
U2. I like older
like
guys'
U2.
music.
Hey,
I like
U2
Dave
is
Matthews.
excellent.
Hey,
Okay.
If you
U2
don't
was
like-
around when I was getting out of high school. That's been a long, long time
Look,
ago.
if you
and
don't
they're
like-
still doing it.
If you don't
Good
like
Irish
U2,
people.
that's a red flag.
Yeah,
Like,
I
you don't
agree
have
with
to
that.
love them, but I
agree.
mean, but like if they
Too many hits.
U2
Too many
just,
hits.
yeah,
to
you
not
guess just kind of like it's a staple.
I
It's
like
a
the
staple.
classics. I like the
agree.
Stones. I like them.
Are you a Coke or Pepsi guy?
Coke.
I was just thinking, that's a staple, right? Like that's
Yeah.
U2. Like when you go to a restaurant, you expect them to have a Coke or U2. Like it just, it's
Bono's the
it's a
guy.
staple.
Bono's the man. That was like when I was in my 20s, 30s. I was about halfway convinced Bono was a prophet. And then, of course, you realize, well, maybe a rock star's not a prophet.
Were you at Woodstock?
No, but I was there in spirit.
I got a lot of questions for these
Yeah.
summer shows that
All
we're
of
going
a
to have
sudden,
about
I've revealed to myself
Chuck in his Woodstock
yeah,
days.
Yeah, those
What were some concerts you've been to, Chuck? Just for a minute.
my
Let's
first
just-
concert.
for a moment.
My first concert was, I think it was Harry Chapin. You guys heard of Harry Chapin? Taxi. See, you're not a radio man. You're not a radio man because
You're not an old radio
men understand that Taxi's like a 9 or 10 minute song. It's like American Pie.
How many cigarettes did you
It's
smoke?
like
during the
Freebird.
song?
If
Yeah.
you got stuff to do,
That's right. Well, that's
if you
true.
got
Yeah.
stuff to do,
Yeah.
you put on a
Yeah,
long
yeah.
song.
When you had to
That's
play
what
'em.
made Taxi a hit.
Yeah.
For Harry Chapin was it was so long, radio DJs loved it, particularly the overnight guys, because it was a 10-minute song.
Then they could go do something.
They go do something.
Right. Because back in the day, we didn't have automated.
That's
play
right.
The next song.
That's exactly
you had
right. You had to have a
actually
human body
have
there.
the CD album, whatever.
That's right.
Man, what a great show it's been so far.
Yeah. Well, I live a good life.
Yeah. Well, a charmed life.
Yeah.
What Paul Eels used to say, I'm in the twilight of a mediocre career. That was his line every
That's
time
right.
he saw him.
That was
What a
line.
great guy.
Yeah.
877-377-6963. All right, so it's National Day of Encouragement. So can we take a couple of calls of encouragement? I mean, it can be about I would just pick the football team and I'd say, what encouragement would you give to the team today? Like if you were talking to the team, what would you say? If you were invited to be a guest speaker to the team, you're not Nelly, you're not Kelsey Ballerini, you're not the celebrity that gets to talk to the team. I don't know if either one of them ever will, but you know what I'm saying? Pretend today that you are that person. What would you say to the team? You can text, you can call 877-377-6963. Chuck, are you ever asked to speak to the team?
That's never happened before. That has never, ever, ever happened before at any level.
So it's National Day of Encouragement. So whatever you have, we'd love to hear it today. I'm not expecting much participation.
It's also National Hug and High Five Day.
I was about to go there next. Here, I gave up the high five a long time ago.
Are you a hugger? I'm just asking. Are you a hugger? Some people are huggers.
Absolutely.
It's kind of a Southern thing.
But I gave up the high five because I'm just not tall enough. There's just too many times it doesn't work for me. So I try to go with like the fist bump. Yeah.
Low five.
Yeah. Well, for me, it's a high five. For them, it's a low five. But it's not an equal high five. And so, but yeah, I'm kind of a hug. I give a hug.
See, it's tough sometimes. I ran into this yesterday with Matt Jones. Let me just say this. I ran into this with Matt Jones yesterday in Fort Smith. The guys run into this all the time. The awkward moment where one person fist bumps
Stevie and
the other person reaches out his hand to shake their hand. And then the other guy doing the fist bump will open his hand, and the guy with his hand out to shake the hand will do the fist bump, and it just gets awkward.
Yeah, real quick. Yeah.
And that's what happened yesterday.
You really?
Yeah.
That's the Tiger Stevie Williams.
That's right.
Golfer caddy relationship.
That's exactly right.
The celebration.
That's right.
You know when they were doing a high five or a fist bump.
That's right. And that happened to me yesterday. It was just a form of greeting. We weren't celebrating. Just a form of greeting, to be clear.
Yeah.
But it's always a confusing time.
It is. I mean, I think what you got to do is you've got to develop some form of consistency.
Yeah.
You just like every other part of your life, you just got to develop some form of consistency. And
Maybe
that way
that's
people know what to expect. It's Chuck. Chuck gives fist bumps.
Yeah.
Here we go. Here's a fist bump.
I've always been
Chuck,
a handshake kind of guy.
He's a fist bump guy.
I'm a handshake kind of guy, but I live in a fist bump generation, and I know that. So I'm trying to change.
See, people know that I'm a hugger, so they just avoid me. Yeah. That would be it, right? If you're a serial hugger, you just kind of avoid that. There's appropriate times to hug.
Every
you cannot be
family
a
has
consistent hugger.
If
you're a hugger every time, that's just
There's a fine line.
Like,
you can cross over from being hugger to creepy guy really fast.
Yes, I just worked out. I can't. I'm not anybody a hug. I think
straddle
fist
the
bump's
line.
the way to go. I've kind of settled into the fist bump. But then I start doing that inappropriate. Like, hi, this is Sally. Hi, Sally. And you give her a fist bump.
Or you do the fist bump and then you like
into a business meeting. I say, and you give her a fist bump.
Or you do
Like,
give them a
that's
fist bump and raise your fingers
Then they just
up.
kind of look at you
some
like, hey,
big
cool.
thing.
Yeah, cool.
He's
You're a dude.
He's my
right?
bro.
Bro.
Yeah.
Chuck told me,
Bro.
don't call me bro.
Yeah. Y'all need some help.
I said, we were having some discussion off the air one day, and I said, bro, he goes, don't call me bro. Do not call me bro. 877-377-6963. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I've been waiting to say this for 5 years. Sterling in Center Ridge.
This is quite the coup that they have put together. Bo and Chuck, this is a dream team.
When it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas. Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. They don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you on every step of the way. Whether you're planning a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or simply treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
I always enjoy talking about Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
You know, there's a sense of pride when it comes to things built in our state, and you can add Flyway Brewing to the list, a craft brewery with roots in North Little Rock dating back to 2013, with popular flavors like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde, and the Early Bird IPA. There's no shortage to enjoy a tasty craft beer flight at the Flyway Brewery in Fayetteville, 1550 East Zion Road, or in North Little Rock at 314 Maple Street. Flyway Craft Beer, also available in restaurants and stores everywhere.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Did I hear my broadcast partner talking about somebody slipping in his DM?
Pay attention. This happens fast. Routine, scheduled, maintenance. You know it's coming one day, but that day's in the future. Then the future comes, and your wallet's not ready for that $250 maintenance. But your forklift is. It needs it. Good thing you're smart. You're buying a used forklift from Medley Equipment Company this summer, and its first planned maintenance will be free because Medley keeps you moving.
I'm branch manager Dennis Mabry. Visit medleycompany.com or see us at 4001 Harper Avenue, Fort Smith, Arkansas.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're at the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based grams.
He means the website, which is shop on razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
The best selection of RVs is now even better at Wheels RV in Springdale. Wheels RV has added Brinkley RVs to the already loaded lineup of Grand Design and Forest River products. See the Brinkley Model Z, the latest innovation in luxury fifth wheels. And like always, every new RV comes with a lifetime warranty, so you can camp with confidence. So stop in and find out why Wheels has been voted best RV dealer year after year. Wheels RV, 5 miles west of exit 72 off of I-49 in Springdale. Seek, explore, discover with Wheels RV.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Good morning, Chuck and Bo. Love you, Chuck. Been listening to you dang near all my life calling games. Certainly excited about y'all's new show. I've listened every morning.
Now it's the Chuck and Bro Show.
Yeah, that's
Chuck and Bro. Welcome back to the Chuck and Bro Show.
Single A in Danville. Just texted that in. That's a net. We
That is
changed the
good.
name.
It's good. 877-377-6963.
What's up, bro?
Bro, he.
Bro.
Let's go to
Bruh.
Bruh.
It's the Chuck and Bruh. Eddie in Clarksville. What's up, bro?
We're going to Nelson or Eddie?
No, we're going to Eddie. Eddie's
Eddie.
ready to roll.
All right, Eddie.
What do you
rock and
have,
roll
Eddie?
for us. What do you got, man?
Good morning, gentlemen. You know, this loss has really affected me. It's to say it's taking the winds out of my sails is an understatement. And I'm trying to get pumped up, and I'm calling in for some help this morning. It's made me physically sick. I mean, it's a sick feeling in my stomach. I'm just not kidding you. I mean, it just seems like, how do you get up? You know, after I lost. No, I was listening to Clay Henry yesterday, and he brought up, yes, we've had devastating losses before, and bad losses, games we should have won. He brought up La Citadel decades ago, and I was in the stands that day, and so I just want to read this statement again and have you guys comment. It's a different Eddie from Clarkson. I can't even give a word.
You're subdued, man. You're subdued. It's like you've broken character, Eddie. It's like it's just taking everything out of you. Was it over when the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor? Come on, Eddie, snap out of it.
That's what I'm calling in today, gentlemen. I love this program. Been aboard the Hog Train since 1971. Yes, we've had losses. Games we should have won. No doubt about it. But I heard this even add salt to the wound yesterday. Is this true? It made even me physically more sick. There were 338 games played up to date, and 337 of them, the teams led by large margin of offense yards, and they all won, but except one.
Mm-hmm.
And that was the Arkansas Razorback. That was Arkansas Hog Train. And that even adds more salt to the wound. I usually go to my jukebox and rise early before a game and get my blood, get my cells cranked up. And I can't do it. I don't understand it.
Come on, get off the mat. You can do it.
But, I just want to read this again, Jim, if you'd be so kind. Listen, I read Vince Lombardi said again, I think it's worth saying, one of the greatest sports minds in the history of football sports. He said this simply. He said, confidence and winning can be contagious within a program. No doubt about it, he said. He said also, losing and a lack of self-confidence is contagious. But just before I leave, listen to what Mike Gundy said. Listen to what he said. Yes, we gave him a lot of gifts to win the game. No doubt about that. We played Santa Claus down there. No doubt about that. But they took advantage of every gift we gave them. So you got to give them credit there. But listen to what Mike Gundy said when they went in at halftime. Nothing going right. You're being dominated in every stat. You're up. I mean, and it was a feeling he said in that locker room before they went in. But that there's no, that things are just bad. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And so they went in. He said, look at the culture they built in Oklahoma. They went back to that. He said they built a culture at Oklahoma State. That's why they win 8 to 10 games a year. On this, confidence, courage, and perseverance. And they have instilled in their players at halftime. They reminded them, this is a culture we built in Stillwater. And so they have the confidence. He said this, and I found it out what he said. He said this, that no matter how bad things are, they're going to find a way to win the game. And look at the scoreboard. Thanks for taking my call, gentlemen.
The line of the day is they played Santa Claus in Stillwater.
Eddie's got to suck it up. I'm just going to come right at it.
The National
I know
Day
it's
of
National Encouragement Day. It doesn't sound very encouraging.
But you encourage
But
Eddie.
sometimes you got to suck it up.
Yeah.
Suck it up.
Yeah.
I mean, life's tough.
That's your encouragement?
Yeah, suck it up, man.
Nelson in Harrison, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Hey, gentlemen, all I want to say is all this doom and gloom and everybody, acting like that we lost to UAPB or something like that, guys, this is what I would say to that team if I got them in the locker room and before the game. I'd be like, men, listen to me, okay? We've got a good football team here.
That'll do it.
Now, the thing of it is, nobody knew this. Nobody knew this. You played UAPB. You did what you were supposed to do. Now you went to Oklahoma State. You went to Stillwater, Oklahoma. You invaded Stillwater, Oklahoma, and put the nation on notice of what we've got inside this locker room, in these jerseys with the hogs on the side. We know what we've got. Now the nation knows what we've got. Everybody knows in this nation that if you play the Razorback, Mike Gundy said it, He said, they out-schemed us. They outplayed us, but we figured out a way to win. Now every team in this nation knows that you boys can do this. They know that you've got the firepower to do this. Now all we got to do is go out there and do it. There are a lot of Lions, Tigers, and Bears and Cowboys of all variations in this college football world, but there's only one Razorback. And we are the Razorbacks. Now let's go.
God, they'd be busting out of the doors on that. Are you kidding me? I'm ready to play right now, Nelson.
Fantastic.
Thanks,
yeah. Hey, guys, listen.
Yeah. Listen up,
to
man.
Me. Listen
All
to
eyes
me.
right here.
And
Everybody's eyes right
Everybody's
here.
eyes. Charlie and Camden.
I see what you guys are doing. You put me on the spot. Is that what you're doing?
That's
Chuck?
right. All eyes up here, Charlie.
Everybody just right here. Let's.
Hey, I will say this. So this is National Encouragement Day. Is that what you said, Bo?
It is.
Is that?
National
Get a
Day
helmet, man.
of
Get a helmet.
encouragement.
Oh, my head's too big, Chuck. They'd have to find it.
It's a two chin strap encouragement day.
Well, I will say this about this team. If you take all the positives from it, man, they were the better team on Saturday. There is no doubt about it. And I'm like the last caller. Look, at the end of the day, I also think there was a player who said this, and I can't remember, but if you just look yourself in the mirror and you hold yourself accountable, that's the main thing here. Everybody, every coach, every player, they're going to get this thing turned around. It's going to happen. Look yourself in the mirror and don't point the finger over here or over there at the kicker. I know that he didn't get it done, but don't point the finger at him. Worry about your job. Do your job. Do what you got to do to help this team win. And I promise you, we have the talent to get it done. We have the talent to win some games, and we're going to win some games. Let's just quit the mistakes. You know, I don't know how you – Chuck, the one thing about that, you know, if you over-talk that, maybe you put too much pressure on the team. But the thing is, just go play. Just go play. Have fun, but be who you are. Be yourself. And these guys are talented enough. They're better than last year's team. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna find a way to win some games this year. I promise you that. We're gonna find a way. We're gonna surprise some people. I think Nick Saban said it. Arkansas may be the most improved team or one of the most improved teams in the SEC this year. And I trust Nick. He's the GOAT. So let's just keep rolling. Let's just keep. We got to keep believing though. That's the thing because it's mental. It's mental. Anyways, y'all have a good one.
Thank you, Charlie.
That was more participation than I thought we were going to get on National Day of Encouragement.
This is an audition.
I am encouraged.
Evidently, it's an audition to give a pregame speech.
I am encouraged.
Listen, men. Now listen, men.
Look at me.
Everything, all eyes up here, right here.
And listen, the people have said that you're shocking some people, and it's time to go really deliver that shock.
Yeah, we're gonna.
No, I mean,
if
honestly,
if that's the
truthfully,
speech, it's going to be a long day.
True.
Let's just be.
No, those were good. Those were Eddie's.
Those were good.
You need to play.
I'm struck by Eddie's dour mood.
Well, welfare check on Eddie, please. I mean, like Eddie. Hopefully, you're listening and people are picking you up. I mean, we can't have you down. Like, we just can't have you down. We got to have you up. We got to have you fired up. We got to have you ready to go.
When you lose Eddie, you lose the nation. It's like losing Cronkite, man, years ago.
Did you say that the Germans bombed Pearl Harbor?
It's from Animal House. You guys ever see an Animal House?
Well, I was just clearing it up.
You kids watch Animal House?
I don't like. Is it? It's not in black and white, is it?
No, it's not in black and white. Most of the lines you kids utter on a daily basis, many of them originated at Animal House.
Let's put that on your list. Put that in the archives. 877-377-6963. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Everyone remembers the Florida A&M game, and later became known here in Pulaski County as Rattler Gate.
Flight by Yingling. It's the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
A great pair. Really honored that you guys are doing this, listening over here in Jonesboro.
We'd like our program to reflect our state, the great state of Arkansas. Loyal, tough, hardworking. One of our goals every year is to make the state of Arkansas proud of the football team. In my office is a sign that says you're not coming to play for the University of Arkansas, you're coming to play for the state of Arkansas.
Listen to every Razorback football game this season right here on ESPN 95.3 and hitthatline.com.
With everyday low prices on top brands, locally owned Jaeger's Ace Hardware is committed to offering real service with real savings. Get these red-hot buys at any of our 4 locations. 5-gallon fruit trees, oak, and maple trees, only $26.97. That's a savings of $9 per tree. Get a DeWalt 20-volt max brushed compact drill and impact driver kit with 2 batteries, carrying case, and bonus bit set for only $159 with your Ace Rewards card. Find more everyday low prices online at JagersHardware.com.
This is Northside head football coach Felix Curry. I call 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Hi, this is Ricky Smith, head basketball coach for the Northside Lady Bears. I dial 782-8940. That's 782-8940.
Football in fall, what a great time of the year. It's also a great time to take advantage of York factory rebates on high-efficiency HVAC products. Give us a call at 782-8940.
That's 782-8940.
The best Tex-Mex and even better service is at Joe's Grill and Cantina in Fort Smith. Every Friday is Fajita Friday, featuring their charbroiled steak and chicken. It's tender, full of flavor, and comes with all the fixings. Saturdays are for endless enchiladas with Joe's homemade enchilada sauce and all the beef, chicken, or cheese enchiladas you can eat. Joe's Grill and Cantina. Great Tex-Mex, even better service. 3400 South 74th Street, across from Harps.
Man, I wish I knew you were here. We hear that every day at In Stock Parts, located off Highway 45 across from the cold storage in Fort Smith. Are you a maintenance technician, landscaper, farmer, or do-it-yourselfer in need of bearings, belts, or roller chain, or safety supplies like gloves, safety glasses, or earplugs? Maybe you need drill bits, tap and die sets, lubricants, or even a gas-powered pump or generator. Don't waste your time driving around. Stop by In Stock Parts, your industrial parts resource, or check them out online at InStockParts.com. In Stock Parts.
Arkansas Fuel Injection in Fort Smith has been providing quality work for all new and rebuilt diesel pumps and injectors for over 25 years. They are a certified diesel shop with a team of quality technicians that ensure the highest quality workmanship and warranties all their work. They're open Monday through Friday 8 to 5 and has emergency service available 24 hours a day. For all your diesel pump, fuel injection, and parts needs, stop by Arkansas Fuel Injection, 6300 South 29th Street, Fort Smith. Call them today at 1-800-817-7709. Arkansas Fuel Injection.
Dewey is back. The Arkansas Razorbacks Outdoor Beer Festival is almost here and will be held prior to the Razorback football game on September 14th versus UAB. The festival will be held on the west lawn of Budwallen Arena from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and features 25 plus breweries, a live DJ, local food trucks, and more. Tickets start at just $50 and include a limited edition tasting cup, unlimited pours, and more. With all proceeds from the event benefiting Arkansas Edge NIL. Visit ArkansasRazorbacks.com for more information.
Tommy Kraft here. When it came time for new gates and some fence repairs at my home, the Fence Man was my first call. The Fence Man does it all, from large commercial jobs to small residential repairs. Wood privacy fence, vinyl fence, commercial or residential chain link, even custom wrought iron fencing. 479-782-3936. 18 months, same as cash financing with approved credit is now available. If it involves fencing, the Fence Man does it. The Fence Man. He ain't afraid of no work. 479-782-3936.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
All you kids, anytime there's any problem, anytime somebody's, well, why don't you get YouTube TV? Well, why don't you get Sling? Why don't you, I mean, you've always got the answer. Right. You've always got the answer.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Chuck, I went by Flyway Brewing last night.
You did.
I didn't know it was on Guy Fieri's show.
I didn't know that either.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like season 29. I guess there's like 65 seasons of diners and what is it? Drive-ins,
Diners, drives, and
whatever.
drive-ins, and
Go
all
ahead,
that
Bart.
stuff.
Diners, drive-ins, and dives.
Yeah, there you go. Flyway Brewing's been around since 2013.
Come on.
Fact check.
If you're gonna act like you watch the show, at least
I
try
was
to get
gonna
the name
say,
right.
yeah, it's one of my favorites.
It's like me getting the title of the Nelly song wrong on the way to the concert. Yeah. I mean, that happens. Craft Brewery is Flyway Brewery that originated in North Little Rock, but they've got 2 restaurant and brewery locations. And I was at the one in Fayetteville for a little bit last night. It was great. They've got some appetizers that are just awesome. They got some unique crowd favorites, fried duck tenders, bacon wrapped quail sliders. Check it out. And beautiful place to watch a game. I mean, they got great TV screens in there, especially the one in Fayetteville, but check out both of them. Fayetteville, Maple Street in North Little Rock, Zion Road in Fayetteville. Flyway Brewery, where you can get some great craft beer flights like Blue Wing Berry Wheat Ale, the Honeybird Blonde. Honeybird Blonde's good. You should try that, Chuck. I'll get you in there. We're going to take you by. We're going to introduce you to the craft beer flight.
I like craft beer.
Yeah.
I do. I do.
It's a great...
You guys always think I'm like
Flyway.
the biggest dork on the face of the earth. Maybe I'm in the running, but I've had craft beer before.
Flyway Brewery, proud brewery of the Chuck and Bo Show.
Brian is in Ozark. Brian, you're on the Chuck and Bro Show.
What's up, Brian?
What's going on, guys?
Hey, man.
Hey, I mean, today's a great day to be chipper, and this is a wonderful day. I don't know what Warner's all upset about. I mean, seriously, I went through the years of Texas, but I never got all down to where it sounded like I needed some Prozac or something. But
So what are you so pleased about today, Brian? What's made your heart fill with joy
because
today?
it's a beautiful, sunshiny day.
Is the sun out?
Everybody
It's
should be
just
smiling.
coming up, I think.
Yeah, I mean, it's going to be a great day. You know, whether, Arkansas is going to win Saturday and they're going to win big time. And, everybody knows that because UAPB sucks. I mean,
UAB. That was the UAPB was the first game, but
well,
regardless.
yeah, they're both similar. They both suck. So they're about the same team. So, I mean, I was more curious. Have you heard the rumor that Caleb Bell going to decommit from Arkansas and he's probably going to Texas? I know Texas has yeah. I mean, I've read it. They have had multiple conversations with Caleb Bell. He's had communication with them a lot here in the last week or so.
Do you have like an inside track here, or like who are your sources?
Well, it's been on 247 Sports,
Oh.
and it's also on Texas Longhorn Network.
Oh,
Because they've got
I
three
thought they disbanded the Longhorn Network.
Is that like on
What?
cable outlet down there now?
No, it's on. You pull up TexasLonghorn.com and it goes through their conversations they have.
That's
what's
the
going on
school.
in Texas
That sounds like the school website.
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
what is the
basically,
point to this
Steve
call?
Sarkisian had-
Like Arkansas might lose a recruit to Texas, and that's the point of
yeah,
the call.
Caleb Bell is probably. It's predicted that Caleb Bell is going to decommit from Arkansas within the next couple of weeks.
Man, it's just heartbreaking.
Well,
I
we
know.
love those predictions.
The thing is about that, Brian, is that could happen, and then Arkansas could end up with 4 guys off Texas roster in the transfer portal that didn't play much this year, and turn around and beat Texas with them.
Well, I really doubt that.
Well, when's the last time, because this is always where you're going. When's the last time that Texas wasn't favored to beat Arkansas?
The last time they weren't favored.
Yeah. So like,
probably
I don't
not.
know if it's ever happened. And the thing is Arkansas still wins that game half of the time in the last 10 meetings.
We've
It's a
already discussed
50-50
that.
game.
I mean,
Like
I
I've got
agree.
that circled. Hey, should we make a bet on the Texas game with Brian?
Yeah, how much you want to bet?
Well, I don't think we're going to do it. I think
it's got to be something that means more than money.
Right. Yeah. Like I'll shave my head if Arkansas loses the game.
Really? You're probably already bald, dude. What are you talking about?
Way to keep up, Brian.
How about you dye your face like burnt orange for the day or something?
Dye my face?
Yeah. Better yet, how about you wear a Texas jersey and do a Texas hook'em on and post it on Facebook for the day, and we'll go with that.
Brian, how about you shave your knuckles if Arkansas wins? How about that? Let's do that.
Shave my knuckles?
Yeah, shave your knuckles if Arkansas wins. How about that?
I ain't got no hair on my knuckles, so that's no problem.
You know what they say, Brian? The first sign of stupidity is hair on your knuckles. The second is you looking for it.
Well,
so there's that.
Yeah. Well, so what's the bet? Let's make a bet.
Well, let's think about it. We got plenty of time. Let's think about it.
Arkansas will be blown out because this is why. Check it out.
Take it out.
It's just like a bet tie, $100, right? Arkansas will get
spending $100 with listeners.
What?
Is he though?
Oh, he says he's got the bet. Arkansas gets no sacks on Texas.
Wow.
That was the
none.
bet.
You're saying
None.
you're betting Ty $100 that Arkansas will not get a sack on Texas that day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'd take that bet.
I'd take that bet too.
How many sacks did Arkansas get on Oklahoma State?
Why don't we up the bet? Bo and I'll back Ty a little bit, and we'll turn this thing into a real wager. What do you think?
How many sacks did Arkansas get on Oklahoma State?
That's not what we're talking about, big boy.
It is, because Texas' offensive line is 3 times better.
I'm going to bait him. Bait him.
You're telling them while you're doing it.
Yeah. It doesn't
Right.
matter what happened.
All
Brian,
right,
you're getting
Brian.
boring, man.
Yeah,
See you
sorry. We
later.
got to move along. You got to bring it.
Adios.
We need more than that.
Yeah,
from you.
David's in Searcy. David, you're on the Chuck and Bo show.
National Encouragement Day. I left that call unencouraged,
Hey, David.
uninspired. Hey, David, pick it up.
Okay, first of all, Razorback fans should, if they just think about what's going on right now, they shouldn't even need any encouragement. Just look around. Just look around at what we've got. Courtney Dwifel has assembled a team up there. The ladies are national power now. We never had that until she got here. They're a national power and fun to watch. DVH, he is assembling a team right now that he has the number two transfer portal in the country coming in, and he has said that he wants a tough out in every position in the batting order. And that's very exciting because we are a contender for a national championship every year. Now let's get to the real gist of the matter. At the end of the season last year, our football program was actually as low as I had ever seen it. When you have a couple of games late in the season where obviously you get down a couple of touchdowns and some of the players just let go of the ropes. Let's just call it like it was. They let go of the ropes. And we were all wondering what could happen to give an IV to the program, and none of us knew what could possibly help right now other than the changing coordinators or something. And then all of a sudden, Bob Petrino was thrown right in our laps. It is exactly what we needed. As far as I know, it is possibly one of the only things that could have happened that could have brought us out of the doldrums, because he is right up there with Steve Spurrier in one of the best play callers the NCAA has ever had. And now we're back in the ball game every week, because Bobby Petrino has been added to our team. And now let's hit basketball. Nobody in their right mind ever thought John Calipari. And for all you rednecks out there that want to call in, it's not Calipari, it is Calipari. So pronounce the name correctly.
Katy Perry, Calipari.
Who thought Calipari would ever come to Fayetteville? But what? He did. And now, as the best recruiter in college basketball, we have a chance every year to contend. And on that note about Calipari, for all you fans out there who want to call in, the first time we blow a game up 10 points and lose at the buzzer, and you're blah, 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 we blew it, the coach blew it. Well, let me tell you something. Mr. Calipari still has dual citizenship in the old country, and believe me, if you want to slam him, his people may be in contact with your people, and if you have no people, his people will be in contact with you directly, and nobody wants that.
David, thank
we
you.
are possibly entering what could be a golden age in Razorback athletics, and it may not last more than 2 or 3 years, people, because of changing coaching, but let's enjoy it while we got it. Thanks, guys.
Time to pass the offering plate. Like let's just pass the plate and give your money. Like that was a state of the. But every time he had me sold, he kind of would get me, he'd lose me again a little bit there at the end. But let's pass the plate. We'll be right back on the Chuck and Bo Show.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I think that having Brian, allowing him to call in occasionally, is a healthy reminder of why you don't like Texas.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit GoPaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
Fayetteville Auto Park has been Northwest Arkansas's premier automotive dealer for a long time. There's a reason for that. It starts with great brands: Acura, Chevrolet, Honda, Toyota. Plus, they've got a huge pre-owned inventory. They've got an on-site collision center. And that really is what makes them your one-stop automotive headquarters. The best brands, the best people, the best service, and the best selection. Whatever your automotive needs, Fayetteville Auto Park.
Brew Pig Suey is back. The Arkansas Razorbacks Outdoor Beer Festival is almost here and will be held prior to the Razorback football game on September 14th versus UAB. The festival will be held on the west lawn of Bud Walton Arena from 11 a.m. to 2:30 p.m. and features 25-plus breweries, a live DJ, local food trucks, and more. Tickets start at just $50 and include a limited edition tasting cup, unlimited pours, and more. With all proceeds from the event benefiting Arkansas Edge NIL. Visit ArkansasRazorbacks.com for more information.
With Oaklawn Sports, the action never stops and the season is never over. It's now easier than ever to wager on your favorite sports all year long. Go from football to basketball to baseball to golf. Bet on what you want, when you want, with the brand you trust. Oaklawn Sports even offers ways to bet on cricket, rugby, table tennis, and more. If it's a sport, chances are you can wager on it. Plus, it's now simpler to deposit and withdraw money from your account. Bet all year long with Oaklawn Sports, Arkansas's best sports betting app. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes. I'd recommend them to anybody. They're in Northwest Arkansas, the River Valley, and in Branson. Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company, turning houses into homes since 1978.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
And Hog Noxious, our listeners just don't let us down. He said, Chuck, explain it to them. Smash or trash by saying swipe right or left.
Whether you are fishing a jetty on the Arkansas River or working around laydowns at Beaver, Washita, or Table Rock, the Heddon Super Spook Jr. is the topwater bait to call up summer bass. The Super Spook Jr. is a smaller version of the world's most famous topwater lure. The Spook is the original walk-the-dog lure and has been tricking big bass for almost 100 years. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Heddon Super Spook Jr.
Every morning in hardworking America, Hardee's biscuit makers rise to bake you Hardee's original made-from-scratch buttermilk biscuits. Famous since 1977 and still baked fresh every 15 minutes. It's not the easy way, but it's the only way to make Hardee's breakfast so good. Like our mix and match handcrafted breakfast biscuits. Select items now 2 for $5. Hardee's, goodness in the making. Tax not included. Price and participation may vary.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
And their families said they'd never amount to anything. The Chuck and Bo Show.
Look at us now. Showed them. 877-377-6963. You can follow the Chuck and Bo Show on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Stream it at hitthatline.com and the Hit That Line Now app. I'm getting better at that. I think, Bo.
Great. Yep.
And we got a little break in the callers right here.
Proud of you.
I think what we've done as a fan base, in all honesty, I really do mean this. I think we've kicked the let's wait and see can down the road for 2 more weeks. Everyone was so, we'll know more when we go to Oklahoma State. Well, we do know more. We know they're better. We know they still did not win that game. They still make mistakes. I think everyone operates under the assumption Arkansas wins Saturday. I hope they're right. But I also think now everyone – saying a lot of the same things about the Auburn game they said about the Oklahoma State game. I wonder if we're going to repeat this cycle 3 or 4 times during the course of the season, or do you go win one of these ball games and you kind of cross that threshold where people begin to believe that you got a chance to win a game every time you play?
It's a little bit like the Heisman Trophy race every year. You kind of get in that mix the year before you actually have a chance to win the Heisman. Ollie Gordon is getting talked about at Oklahoma State. He's not had a great start to the season, but everybody looked at him because he had a good season last year. So he's a Heisman candidate coming into the year. Arkansas wasn't a winning candidate as a program. They weren't a team that people looked at as any factor whatsoever going into the season, including among the Arkansas fan base. There's plenty of that. Now that they've put a couple of games on their resume, you see something different that's maybe starting to get your attention. Can they continue to get people's attention? We had Dari Noka on from the SEC Network, and we'll play some of that after the top of the hour, because Dari, I felt like even live on the air in the call, began to really think more about Arkansas and process it. When you're in his position and you're covering the entire SEC, you're just going with the top level and the biggest teams, and you're not really thinking that third tier maybe in the league where Arkansas was going into the season. But they're beginning to make waves. They're beginning to get people's attention. It would have been a way bigger deal had they won the game. But now they got to continue to go prove it to everybody else. And I think they're still figuring out some things about their team. But what do we really know about Arkansas? Well, we know they're pretty good. They got a chance to be pretty good on offense. We know that. They got a pretty good quarterback. They got a pretty good running back. We know that. And that's what's going to continue to be talked about going forward. But they're not as bad as people thought. If anything's been proven, I think that's true.
But you have to win a game. You have to win a game. I think from a fan's perspective right now, they're looking at this, have to win a game. And then beyond that, you have to win a game that means something to me.
Yeah.
You know, for most fans, that's going to be the Auburn game.
If you're going to go to a bowl game, you're going to have to win at least 3 SEC games, not just one. But they got to get that first one. Can't do it this week because they're not playing an SEC team. We're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, Pasco Air, Plumbing and Electric, the Fayetteville Auto Park, Flight by Yingling, and Weichert Realtors on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Man, I've got some good news. Sweatinum Cosmetic is not just for females. Turns out us guys want to look and feel good too. Why be tired, lethargic, and overweight when we don't have to be? Sure, diet and exercise matter, but there can also be a lot more going on. For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Sweatinum. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Sweatinum Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to sweatinumcosmetic.com, sweatinumcosmetic.com, and click on the Sweatinum Edge, or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Sweatinum Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
You say, well, that's a tough thing to say. Well, we live in a tough world.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
When you need legal help, turn to the law offices of Craig L. Cook. With over 40 years combined experience, the Cook Law Team works for you. If you've been injured in an auto accident, hurt on the job, a victim of nursing home negligence, or need help with bankruptcy, Social Security, wills, trusts, estates, or family law issues, Craig Cook will go to work for you. Call us today, 479-783-8000. The law offices of Craig L. Cook with locations in Arkansas and Oklahoma. We work for working people.
Summertime in Arkansas means pond and creek fishing, and nothing catches bass and bluegill in a pond like a Rebel crickhopper. You can twitch it, pop it, walk it, and swim it. It's the ultralight fishing lure that looks and acts like a real grasshopper. The crickhopper works great in tandem with light spinning rods and reels with 4 or 6 pound fishing line. Available at Walmart, Bass Pro Shops, Academy, LureNet.com, and tackle shops everywhere. The Rebel crickhopper.
ESPN Arkansas weather.
Like, obviously, they're a positive, right? So last year, they would never have been in a position to put their foot on the throat of a team like Oklahoma State in Stillwater. Like that would not have been something that could have been. They would have never been in the position. So if you want to take positives away, and I assume that's what the coaching staff has tried to do this week.
The weather is brought to you by In Good Spirits, Fort Smith's premier source for fine wines, specialty beers, and liquor.
Defense that defense.
Hey, Ty Richardson,
They didn't get any help.
They have several locations in the Arkansas area, but I specifically want to talk to you about Jim Martin number 10. Great deli. My goodness, great lunch, great dinner. But if you had the breakfast shit, it's the best in town. And they have that convenient drive-through window. So when you're heading north or south on 540, take exit number 6 for Jim Martin number 10. 6201 Grand Avenue in Fort Smith. Jim, the leading gas station and convenience store in the area.
But it's all correctable stuff. Clearly, they were in a position they would not have been in last year. They were a much better team than they would have been last year. I understand fans, because I am a fan.
It's fun though, isn't it?
2-0 is a lot better than 1-1, and you're going to keep.
Are you interested in saving money on your heating bills and upgrading your home's energy
really
efficiency?
good. I think a really
Now's the
good
time.
football team.
Installing or upgrading to natural gas allows you to take advantage of high-efficiency appliances that save energy and money. From furnaces to water heaters to gas dryers and fireplaces, there's a natural gas option to fit your home and your budget. What's not to love about that? Don't wait. Call AOG today at 800-842-5690 or visit AOGC.com to learn more. AOG, energy for life.
People wonder all the time, where do I get my suits for all the weddings I go to? Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Rainwater says dress me from head to toe. So if you're renting or buying, your number one men's clothing shop is Rainwater. Experience the Rainwater's difference for yourself at 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at rainwater-s.com. When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, because it's fun to look good.
It was all us.
Your 6 weeks with your kids this summer fly by? Is your ex on another tropical vacation while you're working 2 jobs to pay your child support? I'm Jackie Mock with Mock Legal Solutions. Arkansas law on custody and child support has changed, and those changes could benefit you. So stop scrolling through her vacation pictures and protect your rights today. Call me at 479-769-1505. Mock Legal Solutions, real advice, reasonable price.
Your Honor, my son deserves this kid.
What's new at Wheeler Power Sports? Short answer, a lot. All new Kawasaki Ninja 500, Z500, Eliminators, and Mule Pro Diesels. New Kawasaki Ridge side-by-side is now arriving. New Polaris Expeditions and Ranger XD 1500s. New Suzuki GSX 8R. New 2024 model Polaris Slingshots, including the Roush Edition, are now in stock. Check us out online at WheelerPowersports.com or stop by and see us at downtown Fort Smith at 901 North 11th Street. Wheeler Power Sports, keeping the good times rolling since 1967.
We beat ourselves. Like you can see, like I said.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
Previously heard on Chuck and Bo.
Do you text emojis? Yeah. I mean, I really like the one with sunglasses and a smile. I like that one a lot.
That's your go-to? Would you have the sunglasses emoji as an Arkansas State of the Union right now, or no?
I think it'd be a little sad face, like to lose that game.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
That was a call play, and I called it, Chuck.
A show of record for Razorback fans.
I'm ready to roll right now, Bo.
Can you believe we're doing this? This just like old times.
This is getting ridiculous, Bo Mattingly.
Northwest Arkansas is growing. It deserves an intelligent sports radio.
Two call play guys with a face for radio.
Let's look at another excuse for this jackwater.
That's right.
Presented by First Security Bank. By Kirk Realtors, the Griffin Company. Passcode, Air, Plumbing, and Electric. Flight by Yingling and Fayetteville Auto Park. And now, Chuck and Bo.
It was us. It was us. It was all us. We beat ourselves. Like you can see, like I said, you cut the film on. Cut the film on. You see, we beat ourselves. Like we shot ourselves in the foot multiple times. I'm glad that everybody on the team, like players and things like that, like taking accountability because they know, we all know, like we lost that game. We lost that game.
I would think if you're a player, that's really frustrating. And I would think that's something that motivates them during the week. Bo, every person I've been around since the weekend that's affiliated with our football program, the Razorback football program, I get the sense that they're just irked, hacked. I mean,
and excited.
You can, yes. I mean,
and excited.
They're ready to get back out on the field. You're right.
When you get dumped, it's so much harder. Like,
right.
Or you don't play really well. I mean, they played really well, and they just had mistakes that ended up beating them. But I think everybody walks away from the game. Eddie said they were Santa Claus to the Cowboys.
The dour Eddie.
I mean, they were. They gave it away. And the good news in that is you feel like if you can make some corrections that you can play with a lot of people and win games this year.
All right, we got a bunch of calls on the phone. We're going to head back that way as we begin the hour. Jimmy is in Fort Smith. Jimmy, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Yeah, I just want to respond to Brian, who currently identifies as a Texas Longhorn fan.
That's very good. That is very good. Thank you.
Texas hadn't played anybody. I mean, you can say they played Michigan on the road. That's fantastic. They have a punter basically as a quarterback right now. So they couldn't put up 2 touchdowns against UAPB. So I don't want to hear how good Texas is until they've actually played somebody.
Well, just to interject, Jimmy, Adam texted in, Texas has a 2-game losing streak to Arkansas.
That's right. So until you step foot in Razorback Stadium and actually win a ball game, I don't want to hear it. Stop running your mouth. Prove it on the field, because nobody underperformed in big games like the Texas Longhorns. So play your cupcake schedule, and you're going to lose a minimum of 2 games this year. I guarantee it. And one of them is going to be when you come in Razorback Stadium. I would put money on it. You are not walking out of Razorback Stadium with a W. So don't run your mouth until you do it. Don't talk about it, be about it. And that's all I got to say.
Hey, that's just Texas being Texas, man. That's just Texas being Texas.
I do think they're really good. I do think Steve Sarkisian's a really good coach.
I don't know if they are or not.
And we're going to find out. But tradition would tell us what? That they're going to end up losing a game.
Yeah.
I mean, do you think, okay, if you had to bet right now, would it be undefeated or they lose a game or 2?
Oh, they're going to lose a game or 2. I don't see Texas going undefeated. I'm not sure Georgia's going to go undefeated.
Yeah.
It's tough in our league. You've got, you're going to have the playoff now. I wonder when we get to the ends of the seasons now and teams are already a lock, or at least feel like they're a lock for the playoffs, what happens in some of these games? I don't know.
You know who you can root for this weekend?
Who's that?
Texas San Antonio, coached by Jeff Traylor.
Okay.
Former Razorback assistant under Chad Morris.
They're playing the Longhorns?
And I know when I say Chad Morris, it doesn't get anybody excited. Yeah, 6 o'clock on ESPN.
Traylor was, and look, there were other good coaches on that staff too. There were other good coaches on that staff, but I always thought Traylor was the best coach on that staff.
Great.
And I say that respectfully to all the others that were on there. Good guys, good coaches, but I always thought he was the best.
I'm just going to tell you this. My nephew was a walk-on running back at Arkansas when Traylor was here. And Jeff Traylor still reaches out and checks on him. And
Traylor's just a good old boy, man. He's a football guy. He's a football guy in a football state. At a school where they have no business expecting to win, but he does.
But they found a way to build that program. He did.
Oh, I know.
Barry Lundy Jr. was the offensive coordinator before he joined Bielema at Illinois.
That's a program you want to talk about literally starting from scratch. Now, that happened before Traylor got there.
Larry Coker.
But that program literally started from nothing, from the ground up. And evidently they've had a little bit of money to work with and an AD with some sense because he's hired good football people. He's hired builders. He's hired guys that understand what it takes to really build a program. And I wish him well. I'm going to be pulling for him. Robert's in Fort Smith. Robert, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, guys, I keep hearing this, that we were the better team, and I understand that. But at the end of the day, right now, Oklahoma State is ranked 13th. I don't care if you win by 3, if you win by 2. At the end of the day, they went up. Now, Notre Dame, better program than what they got beat by program-wise, but they got hurt for their loss. They weren't the better team because they got. But I'm just saying, I don't care if you have 1,000 yards more than I do.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, when all the zeros come on the scoreboard, we lost.
I hear you.
I hear you.
I don't think anybody's going to argue with that.
No.
I mean, the wins are what matter, but also if you're going to talk about the game and what a team is like, that's part of the analysis. Like otherwise we don't even need to analyze anything ever. Like we just say, well, here are the scores.
Exactly, but I'm just I get.
Well, is that what you want? Is that how you approach football? Like you just give me the scores and that tells me everything I need to know.
Oh no, we're an improved program. You can see that, but I just get tired of hearing it because it's like we're so good. We're not even. It's getting close doesn't get you right.
Well,
I'm talking about two different things.
I think the point, though, coming out of the Oklahoma State game, yes, I mean Arkansas lost the game, and your point's well made there, and I happen to agree with it. I mean that's why I've said many times at some point you got to win a game, but when you come out of that ball game, I do think there are signs that some wins may come, and I think that's what people are saying. Now, your analysis of the game Saturday, I'm not saying it's wrong. Oklahoma State won. They moved up. Can't argue with that. I think the point about Arkansas is when you watch them play, there are reasons to believe that there may be more wins coming this year than came last year.
So is the shirt going to be true? We almost always almost win. That's the question. Is that going to be the case again this year?
I think there are a lot of people that probably believe that.
Yeah. Robert, you got a take on it? Which way is it going to go?
I always think it's to win 4 games before the season starts.
And where are you at now? Where are you at now?
Oh, I'm 5.
Yeah.
5.
Okay, so you went up
again. You still
again.
got to go through Auburn, and you got to go to Mississippi State to get to that bowl game. It's the road's got to go through there. So,
you're right. That's exactly right. You're exactly right.
Astute.
Thank you, Robert. Jeff's in Farmington. Jeff, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey guys, I appreciate you taking my call. First off, I want to tell you, I'm encouraged about last game. I think we looked well. I think we played hard. And, man, it was so good to see a team that competed. And I don't know why you guys keep letting Brian come on. I mean, obviously Brian grew up in a neighborhood with all girls, because for any boys in that neighborhood, he would have got his tail whipped every day. I just, I don't understand. Every time I try to root for other teams in our conference when they play out of conference, but man, it's hard to root for Texas. I mean, they've been this way my whole life. They think they're better than everybody, and I cannot
we're
tell
fast.
You how bad I hate them.
We're fast approaching the day where people no longer root for other teams in the league.
I think we're there now.
Well,
we're really close.
It's kind of like someone once told me, says kind of like rooting for the devil because he's mentioned in the Bible, so I understand. I guess I kind of understand why you let Brian in, because you got to let you got to show people from all walks of life, and I'd be real cautious about betting with him, because his mom may not loan him the money to pay y'all.
Wow, that's a good one. Thank you, Jeff.
That's
good.
Oh, a shot. We got another debate
here. It gets personal. When you start talking about Arkansas and Texas, it gets personal real fast. Because here's the thing, Bo. Nothing makes a human being madder than someone who acts like they're better than they are. Nothing makes you want to fight more than somebody who thinks they're better than you. And that's the way Texas acts. Not just to us, but to everybody out there. It's why they were the most hated team in the Southwest Conference. It's why they're the most hated team in the Big 12. It's why they'll be the most hated team in the SEC, because that's just what they are. It's what they've always been. They're not changing. They'll always tell you that they're better than they turn out to be. Their coach is always going to be known in the back room as Coach February, because, that's just kind of how it's always been. They've signed great players, and they'll continue to do that. But when you tell somebody, or when you act to someone as though you're better, that's when fights start. That's when fights start. And that's how Texas has been for a long time.
So you're saying they've made Notre Dame almost likable?
I've never even come close to hating Notre Dame the way I do Texas. I can't say I've pulled for Notre Dame. A lot of the
country doesn't like Notre Dame.
I understand that. I got nothing against Notre Dame other than they're a traditional power.
Does the rest of the country feel that way about Texas?
To know them is to hate them. If you don't know them, you might not hate them.
You got to go deal with
them. But if you deal with them, to know them is to hate them.
You got to go experience that. And we get it right here firsthand. With like I said the other day on the show, like Brian's the show
just
is a healthy
stuff
reminder of what you don't like about Texas.
Brian's just stirring stuff.
Well, he was lame today. Like his calls need to get better.
Speaking of other teams,
a
little bit of breaking news.
What's that?
The Pac-12 has officially announced that they are still alive.
They're in expansion mode, baby.
I am on the edge of my seat.
I heard about this.
The Pac-12 has officially now added Boise State, Colorado State, Fresno State, and San Diego State.
Got to be a state. Got to have a state at the end.
That's right.
Who's not watching that?
That's right.
Does
to join Oregon State and Washington
I was going to
State.
say with Washington State and Oregon State, every school in the Pac-12 is a state.
It's the state conference.
State conference.
State
conference of states.
State school.
Yeah, who's going to win the state title this year? 877
2026 when that officially happening. They still need two more.
Wow.
They still need two more to.
Are they having a Pac-12 championship this year?
I don't
You know, somebody asked me about that the other day, and I said, I haven't even thought about the Pac-12. And so I went to the Pac-12 scoreboard. You know how you can go to different conferences.
Oh, tell me more.
I punched it. Well, I know it was exciting, but you see Washington State and you see Oregon State, both of whom happen to be playing. I believe they're in-state rivals.
Hey, I've been to Pullman, Washington.
Have you really?
Not everybody can say that.
I've been to Seattle.
Yeah,
but that's close as I've been to Pullman.
Yeah. Pullman's, like Idaho and Washington State, their campuses are just miles apart. And you fly into the same airport and you get your luggage out in the parking lot.
Isn't that like militia country? Aren't there like a lot of people out there, armed people in the woods?
I don't want to get into it.
I'm just asking.
It's wine country. It's wine country. Some people go to Napa and some people go to Washington State.
Do they guard their wine
country.
like fish hooks and stuff like that, guns, things like that?
It's sort of like going to Altus.
I got you. Well, now I understand.
Yeah. It's 8:16 on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Guys, first and foremost, congratulations on the official launch of the Chuck and Bo Show. I want to know, how did you guys decide which name went first, Chuck or Bo? Was that a flip of a coin?
First Security is about more than great banking. Yes, we provide the financial expertise, digital tools, and everything else you need when you need it. But we also go all in on local support with friendly professionals, plus convenient locations all across the state. Because we believe personal banking is better banking. Visit fsbank.com for details. That's fsbank.com for friendly local banking with First Security. Bank better. Member FDIC.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective, but more importantly, they've been my partners in buying and selling homes.
They are way
They're in Northwest
better
Arkansas,
than they were here.
the River Valley,
So,
and Branson.
Maybe I'm looking at this with,
turning houses into homes
these blinders on from
Man,
what
I've
we
got
saw
some
in
good news.
Stillwater.
Sweatham Cosmetic
them
is
enough
not
credit,
just for
because I do
females.
think
Turns
they're
out us
drastically
guys want to
improved.
look
So,
and feel good too. Why be
Yeah,
tired,
they
lethargic, and
probably,
overweight when we don't
I
have
think
to
that they're
be?
certainly
Sure,
good enough
diet
to
and
make them
exercise matter,
So you're
but there can
telling
also
me
be a
there's
lot
a
more going on.
chance?
For example, low testosterone is a real thing among many adult males, not just the old guys. I've heard about the weight loss shots and the low T ads before, and I've been skeptical. But then I stopped by my friend's office, Dr. Jeff Swetnam. He showed me around that first-class facility and said, here's what we're doing for guys. It's called the Swetnam Edge. You make an appointment, get a free evaluation covering 4 potential issues: hormones, weight loss, hair loss, and skin. Find out where you are and decide if treatment is right for you. Log on to SwetnamCosmetic.com, SwetnamCosmetic.com, and click on the Swetnam Edge, or call 479-966-4174 and tell them you heard about the Swetnam Edge on the Chuck and Bo Show.
I want to make a couple of points here because I have the floor.
All of it.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Ready to explore beyond the beaten path? Discover the Range Rover lineup at Land Rover of Little Rock. Experience handcrafted luxury with the capability to take on any adventure. The elegant Range Rover offers unmatched performance and first-class luxury. The Range Rover is built for every journey. Visit Land Rover of Little Rock today and explore our incredible Range Rover selection. Plus, take advantage of our promotions and recently revamped service department. Visit us at 25 Colonel Glenn Plaza Drive or log on at LandRoverLittleRock.com.
Remember the classic Massey Ferguson tractors, straightforward, dependable, tough as nails, and easy to run? It's those classic models that inspired the Massey Ferguson 2600H series, as durable and reliable as the classics, with up to 74 horsepower and more comfort so you can work harder. The Massey Ferguson 2600H series. It's everything you want and need in a tractor. See one at Bush Machine and Tractor Company or visit bushtractor.com to learn more.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baum Walker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based grams.
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
I'm a diehard Cowboy, and I'm with you 100%. But predicting the Super Bowl,
I'm there.
Fan,
I'm there.
I believe in curses.
Cowboy fans,
But I do
Arkansas
believe-
fans, all the feels of Cowboys are going to Cowboy again.
Nah.
Arkansas going to Arkansas again.
This is the year. Chuck and Bo Show brought to you by First Security Bank, Fayetteville Auto Park, Flight by Yingling, Weichert Realtors, the Griffin Company, and by Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Weather's changing. Fall's coming. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric is your answer for peace of mind and to make certain your system's running all year long. I got two things you need to pay attention to at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. One's their plant protection program. This is what keeps you humming year-round. It's what gives you peace of mind, whether it's the summer, dead of winter, whether you're in that time of year where maybe the AC and the heater got to be on in the same day. I'm not afraid to do that, and I bet you're not either. Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric will have you set up where you can work them both during the course of the same day. And think about this, too. If you've been told you need a new system, you might not. Call Pascal. They've got a price check program right now. If you're not sure of the price, not sure if maybe they're selling you a bill of goods, they'll help you out at Pascal Air Plumbing and Electric. Schedule your appointment today. Log on to gopascal.com.
Chuck, we had Dari Noka on the show at 6:15 this morning, and he's a friend. And I got a texter here that was upset about him getting on Arkansas fans for something they said back when Bielema was the coach or whatever.
What he said,
and I don't remember what Dari said, but Andy and Mountain Home saying I take no stock in what that gas bag says. Well, I mean, good mercy. Can somebody say something in the opinion business or the analysis business or the commentary business that you don't agree with and not be a gas bag?
Short
answer have a
no.
moment?
Short answer is no.
Apparently not.
No.
But I did think, and you can hear Dari, and I think this is going on nationally. I'm going to play this short clip for you. But I really believe that people are starting to notice Arkansas when they have to. Like, the Arkansas is really not in the national conversation right now, although they were in an article that they were not eliminated from playoff contention on ESPN.com. I don't know how they made it into the article, but they have gotten the attention of some people. But when I asked Dari about it earlier, you could tell he hadn't even really thought this far about Arkansas. I said, are they a bowl team? And he said, well, I got them at 5 wins. But then as we talked more, and he continued to think about it. And I think this is what's going on with a lot of fans and with some media. Listen to how Dari sort of processes this live on the air.
They are way, 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 way better than they were a year ago.
That's
so maybe I'm looking at this with, kind of these blinders on from what we saw in Stillwater and not giving them enough credit, because I do think they're drastically improved. So, I think that they're certainly good enough to make a bowl.
So you're telling me there's a chance?
Yeah.
See, I think
that's what happened.
I think the we're better conversation is just for us. I don't think national people give a rip about that. I don't think national people today are saying, well, Arkansas may be a little bit better than we thought. I don't think any of them are saying that. We had to talk Dari into saying it. Let's just be honest. Arkansas's got to go win a game. They got to go beat a good team. When they do that, you won't have to talk people into saying, Arkansas might be better.
Yeah.
They'll come to that conclusion themselves.
Yeah.
I do think the we're better conversation right now is internal. But when they beat somebody, that's when folks are going to start to notice.
It's the T-shirt.
You think that's it?
We almost always almost win. That's the conversation happening in Arkansas.
I do like Dari, though.
Dari Noka, SEC Network.
He
SEC
brings it
Now.
at 6:15 in the morning, which you have to respect. You got to respect that in a man.
It's 7:15 Eastern time if we're going to be factually correct. But
well, fair enough. But still, 7:15 in the Eastern time zone. If you've been in the Eastern time zone, I mean, it's a different deal.
Brian did not bring it today in the whatever hour that was.
I'm disappointed
That
and
was
somewhat
and
worried.
Eddie
I'm worried about Eddie.
Eddie was just
I'm worried.
down in the dumps.
I'm not disappointed. I'm worried.
National Encouragement Day. National Day. Is there a difference between National Encouragement Day and National Day of Encouragement? Is there any difference at all?
It's probably the same thing.
Well, I don't know. It kind of sounds different.
2 different days.
Suck it up, man.
Yeah. But would you tell Eddie life's hard?
I said,
get a
life's
helmet.
tough, man. Get a helmet. Come on.
That's good. And a mouthpiece.
I was just you referenced the story from The Athletic a second ago about the college football playoff.
That's what it was. The Athletic.
And what they were doing is looking at the teams around the country and like who's still in the mix basically for the playoff. And Arkansas was one of those teams. And this is, we're going to have to reframe. And I say we as us, we as just college football fans, the way we look at teams throughout the season, because the way they're talking about it in the Athletic story is, hey, Arkansas has 1 loss this season and it's to a top 15 team. They're not out of anything right now. And so
not mathematically, but they're not going to rip off 10 in a row in all probability.
No, not likely, but they could.
Don't be dream crushing.
They could.
I'm not saying
Are you a realist? Are you a realist?
They could. And that's the whole point is that they have 1 loss to a really good team. And that's all that's all right now.
What are you like?
They're eating the pitch.
Come on, Chuck. Come on, man. Here's out of the 501 a texter. Chuck, you're right. Nobody.
I didn't say that.
Nobody cares about Arkansas.
I didn't say nobody.
They're never in contention for anything, and they never will be.
See, I didn't say that. What I said was when Arkansas beats a team that a lot of the national guys pay attention to, then they will begin to say what we are saying, that Arkansas is better. I think right now that's for us. But I'm not saying we're wrong. I'm not saying anybody who says Arkansas is better is wrong. I think they're better. I said this right off the bat Monday. I still think this is a bowl team. I still think they're going to break a heart or two before it's over this season. I believe that.
We got an update from Hot Springs early this morning. It was raining in Hot Springs. Justin, who's in Hot Springs, and is JT's buddy, filling in for him on the correspondent report. It's 8:25, so that was a couple minutes ago. In Hot Springs, it's 68 with fog and light rain. Chuck wanted to be a full-service morning show. We're kind of inching our way there. We're crawling our way there.
We need help from our listeners.
We do. And
what's the weather where you live?
Yeah.
What's it doing out there?
Different.
What's it doing out there?
Weather on the
massive state. Our massive state. It's
traffic and weather together every
different.
10 minutes on the 9.
877-3769-63. But to your point, you do have to go if you want people to pay attention. If you want people to pay attention, you got to win games like you lost on Saturday. And they know that. But it also doesn't mean the season's over.
Nope.
Like if you're Florida State, how do you get up in the morning and go to practice? How do you go lift weights? How do you go? You feel like your season's over. That is not the feeling that Arkansas has. And I don't think it's the feeling the fans should have. We don't know what's going to happen. What we beat the drum on early, in the show life here, what are we, 3rd week? I mean, coming into the first game, what I was talking about, Chuck, and I think you agreed, was we think Arkansas is better. And then when they played UAPB, hey, we think that they showed some good things. So it looks like they're better. You go into Oklahoma State, still feels like they're better, but now they got to win.
Right.
Now they got to win game. And UAB is not a good opponent, but they got to go clean up some of the mistakes they made.
When you have not won and you continue to not win, the outside world's going to say, well, same old, same old.
We want more than anything in this state to be relevant.
Well, there's no doubt. I've thought over the. We want to be discussed nationally.
You don't want to be in an airport and
right.
ask somebody says, where are you from? And you say Arkansas.
Look, the Razorbacks are our calling card.
Like, wow,
they've been our state's calling card for a long, long time. and it transcends lots of other things. And you want your team to be good. I mean, you just do. You travel around. You want your team to be good.
In your vast travels, Chuck.
Yeah.
In your vast travels, when you get in an Uber or you're sitting around having a cocktail at the hotel bar at your swanky 5-star hotels, and you
do have me pegged,
and you tell people, hey, where are you from? And you say Arkansas. How do they look at you? Maybe that has nothing to do with Arkansas.
I was going to say, they've already given me the side eye, believe me. And
not a fair question.
Yeah, really.
Sorry.
Arkansas really doesn't have a lot to do with it. They don't look down at your feet anymore.
Yeah.
To see if you're wearing shoes.
Smile.
Or
Let me see your teeth.
Generally.
Is that what John O was going for in that smile press conference? You want to see how many teeth
Here's the thing.
people had?
Here's the thing. You go around the country and people know this. I mean, they'll say, where's Arkansas? I mean, that's what you hear some. If you really, travel far away. But I don't care about those people. I don't. Couldn't care less.
I don't care about those people. 877-377-6963. That's the number. It's the Chuck and Bo Show. We'll get to your thoughts, your calls coming up. And by the way, we're brought to you in part by First Security Bank, the official bank of the Chuck and Bo Show. They care about everybody here. They care about how Arkansas is viewed. They care about making Arkansas a better place.
But when they say only in Arkansas, they don't say, hey, man, we're going to go out here to Colorado and help somebody. They say Arkansas first, baby.
Look, if you make Arkansas great, other people will notice. We just need to focus on making Arkansas great.
Arkansas.
Well, you got to continue to improve.
I agree with
you. You got to continue to improve. And that's what they're doing with banking. They're all in on local support and convenient locations, friendly, local banking. That's how you bank better. First Security Bank. You can check them out online, fsbank.com. Bank better at First Security Bank, member FDIC.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Rick's in Fayetteville. Rick, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, good morning, guys. It's a privilege to talk with you guys, and I love the Razorback.
Arkansas's one-stop automotive shop is right around the corner. Fayetteville Auto Park. FayettevilleAutoPark.com. Chevy, Toyota, Honda, Acura, Collision Center, all in one place. And if you're shopping pre-owned, Fayetteville Auto Park has you covered. With so many new cars sold, we always have a great selection of fresh trades. Why settle for anything less than the best? Fayetteville Auto Park, West Showroom Drive in Fayetteville. Proud sponsor of the Chuck and Bo Show.
It seems like everything is more expensive this year, but replacing your AC doesn't have to be. If you need to replace your AC this summer, before you commit, price check with Paschal. You can save money and use the professionals to replace your system. Enjoy the peace of mind knowing you chose the best option for your home. Visit gopaschal.com and with just a few clicks, see how much you can save with the Paschal price check. Paschal Air, Plumbing, and Electric.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, I'm Taylor Green, Arkansas QB, and these two guys definitely have a face for radio.
Are you looking for the best Razorbacks insights and analysis?
Hell yeah.
How about listening to an Arkansas football legend?
Matt Jones, all he does is make big plays.
What's the voice of the Hogs have to say?
Hey, what a great crowd last night.
Don't forget about the Omahogs.
The Hogs are going to Omaha.
Matt Jones, Chuck Barrett, and Phil Elson, the best in the business on the Hit That Line podcast network. Go to hitthatline.com or search Hit That Line wherever you listen to podcasts. Don't forget to rate, review, subscribe, and share.
Arkansas is special. Our people are honest and hardworking. The Brad Hendricks Law Firm is pure Arkansas. We were raised here, we live here, and we're straight shooters. Unfortunately, out-of-state lawyers who care nothing about Arkansas are advertising for your legal business. They don't understand that you don't hand Arkansans a pile of cow dung and try to tell us it's a rose. Don't be just a number. Call the Brad Hendricks Law Firm. Tradition, reputation, results.
People wonder all the time, where do I get my suits for all the weddings I go to? Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental. Rainwater's has dressed me from head to toe. So if you're renting or buying, your #1 men's clothing shop is Rainwater's. Experience the Rainwater's difference for yourself at 9700 Rogers Avenue in Fort Smith or online at rainwater-s.com. When you stop by, make sure to tell Gail and his staff that Ty sent you. Rainwater's Men's Clothing and Tuxedo Rental, because it's fun to look good.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert.
And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback.
Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets?
Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys?
Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter & Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based grams.
He means the website, which is shop on Razorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's #1 mobile app for placing sports wagers.
There's big news in the mobile sports betting business. Bet Saracen was just named the 15th largest sports book in America. That's because Arkansans like to do business with a winner. Find all your winners on Bet Saracen. Download it today and look for my R prop bet specials. I pick them, you win them.
Bet Saracen is Arkansas's favorite sports wagering app.
Gambling problem? Call 800-522-4700.
The Wave Rural Connect Shoal Creek Zone is open. Fast fiber internet, TV, and home phone available. This covers Midway, New Blaine, Scranton, Delaware, and other areas. Even if this isn't your zone, check your address. We might be available for you. Get your whole home solution. Internet, TV, and phone from a local provider. Go to signup.waveruralconnect.com or call 1-833-492-8372. Arkansas Valley Electric and Wave Rural Connect, changing the communities we serve.
Hey, it's Ty Richardson, and we're inside of Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. I'm with my guy, Josefa. Today, it was the French toast turkey melt, but other daily specials every single day.
Yeah, Ty, we just kind of want everybody to know that we're not just sandwiches around here. We have all kinds of different specials. There's always something different right here at Lily's Sandwich Shop.
Award-winning Lily's Sandwich Shop in the Bakery District in downtown Fort Smith. Don't believe me? Talk to Lily.
My name is Lily. My papa makes the best sandwiches at Lily's Sandwich Shop. Come by and see him at the Bakery District today.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
If Arkansas is a stock, are you buying?
I'm buying.
Are you buying?
I'm buying. It's low right now. This is the time to buy it.
It's a value add.
It's a value buy.
It's a total value buy. It's like something a plus 300 bet. Arkansas. 24 and a half points is the spread this weekend. UAB coming to town. Hog Trail in Bentonville. You're on the Chuck and Bo Show. Good morning.
Good morning.
Hey, Hog Trail.
Hey, how's it going, Chuck? Don't want to take too much of y'all's time today. Just wanted to get a quick question in. What's it going to take to get this guy out of here, man? I'm tired of losing these games. He's been here 5 years, and we can't get a coach in that can finish a game for us. That'd mean a lot to us. And a game that, honestly, we gift wrapped to him. And now Oklahoma State's being talked about.
Whoa. Can I just jump in for a second?
In the college football playoff.
Do you want to have a conversation, or is it just like, hey, fire Sam Pittman call?
Get him out of here.
Okay, so you said that they gift wrapped. Who's they? Who gift wrapped the game?
The Hogs. We weren't ready. Were we?
You said they gift wrapped it like the team gift wrapped the game for Sam and he blew it, is what it sounded like you said.
No. I'm saying that we gift wrapped them a win. I mean, did we not have that game sealed?
But how
ready to take home?
Did we not what?
Did we not have that game ready to take home?
I understand that part. What I don't understand is why the solution 2 games into the season is to fire the head coach. That's the part I'm lost with. What do you do the rest of the year? What do you do the rest of the year? What do you do the rest of the year, Hog Trail?
Get Petrino in. Let him do what he needs to do.
So what you basically want is Bobby Petrino to be the head coach.
Doesn't know what to do. Ain't gonna cut it, boys. I'm sorry.
All right, fair enough.
Have a good day.
All right.
You have a good day. Look.
Here's the part that pisses me off, and I'm just going to be honest. We're the world champions at firing coaches.
Oh my gosh,
if it was an Olympic sport, we would be draped in gold.
Right.
We would be draped in gold. Michael Phelps stuff.
We'd run out of places to put it. You'd have to put it in your teeth and your ears.
We
and
have
your
got
nose
to
and
get to the point as a
face.
fan base. We have got to get here, and we're nowhere close. We have got to get to the point as a fan base where we understand that the answer is not firing.
It's ridiculous.
That is always what people turn to. I've said this a million times. We've got to get past the point where we enjoy a coaching search more than we enjoy football season, because we got a lot of people that do. And we got to get past that. And I was frustrated just like everybody else when that ball game ended Saturday. But the answer is not continually firing coaches. It's just not.
You said that really well. I would add to that. It's amazing, again, how you just get a thought in your head and you ignore all other facts that point to anything different. So you acknowledge that the team is better and they played really well and had a chance to win a game that almost nobody gave them a chance to win. They're a 10-point underdog, and I guarantee you Hog Trail gave them no chance to win the game. And so you ignore the fact that the head coach brought in Bobby Petrino, where Bobby Petrino wouldn't even be here right now. You ignore the players that he brought in. You ignore the product they put on the field, and you only focus on the things that didn't go well. When we all acknowledge they lost the game. But if you're looking at an employee that you have in your organization and you decide that you're going to go into this year with him as your employee, and then you're evaluating his performance, you're evaluating whether it looks like it's getting better. Am I right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Then like you have to also weigh that into this overriding thought, like, oh, we just got to fire the guy. I mean, it's absurd. And as long as you keep firing people, you're not going to have consistency, and you're not going to build culture that you want to have, like you dream of having and you see other programs have.
And you're going to be broke. You're going to be broke. You're going to be broke in an era where having money to spend is more important than ever.
Hey, we don't have a money problem already.
We paid more money to guys not to coach than we paid to guys to coach. And so I get frustration. I do. But the answer is not always firing somebody. It's the simple answer for the simple mind. And that's where people go when they can't understand really what's going on. Heath's in Cabot. Heath, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Hey, Heath, good morning.
Hey, good morning, gentlemen. I just, first, I got a question. Listen, addressing the last caller. What would have been different Saturday if Pittman wasn't on the sidelines? I mean, Petrino was calling the plays. They were both on the sidelines. Would the outcome have been different if, say, Pittman wasn't there? I mean, I just to hear. I mean, it's every program. You lose a game, 2 games, 10 close games, whatever the number. That's the answer. That's the go-to. Get rid of him. Fire coach. He's in over his head. Bring somebody else in. Blah 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 blah.
Yeah.
Like you said, Chuck, that is an expensive cycle.
Well,
to sit there and do that, rotate through coaches, paying buyouts, and then hiring is just, and then having them sign these multi-million-dollar contracts is just insane. So, like, unless you are in dire straits, which I don't believe Arkansas is, I mean, this is what's crazy. They lost 1 game to a top 25 opponent, and they had a chance to win that game. And there's a long season left. I mean, I'm not saying Pittman is the answer, but, I mean, they look way improved than last year. The offense looks great. They brought in some key players that look like there's some ballers out there. So, you know, what would happen right now if they pulled the trigger and just got rid of Pittman? You think that team's going to be on board to win 7, 8, 9 games? Or even 6, make a bowl?
Well,
probably not.
I got to throw this in. That is so disrespectful for the players that are out there practicing every day. It is so disrespectful to the assistants, their families. You know, guys like Hog Trail, and I'm sorry to get mad about this.
I don't
guys like
apologize.
that. Guys like that,
embarrassing.
Who do they have no earthly idea what's going on up there. They watch on their television. And when it's over, they offer their assessment. and they're not involved in it on a daily basis. They have no earthly idea what goes on within that program, none whatsoever. But every time they lose, somebody's got to get fired. And again, simple answer, simple mind.
It's embarrassing. We talked about, I'll tell you why. We talked about a minute ago, like when you're somewhere out of state and you're at an airport or whatever, and you tell somebody you're from Arkansas, how do they look at you? Well, I'll tell you what's developed over the years here is people now, if they're in sports and they understand sports like college football, they begin to look at Arkansas as a place as those fans are crazy. Like if we're going to put ourselves on display like that, when there's no reason to say something, I don't think there's a reason. Everybody's free to have their own opinion. And by the way, you can give your opinion, but when it starts to call for people's jobs, like, what are you not evaluating at all? Or are you just evaluating like one little thing? Like, oh, they lost it's not a little thing that they lost the game, but there's so many other things that happened in the offseason and through the first two games. And you're right. I mean, you've said it repeatedly. That's just like such a simple thing to say. Like, you suck. Well, okay. Well, why do you suck? Why do you suck?
You just suck.
Yeah, you just suck, man.
Let's go to Mark in Bentonville. Mark, you're on the Chuck and Bo Show.
Morning, guys. How you doing?
Hey, Mark.
Big Trail, Chuck, like you really ticked me off. I was actually a part of that program in the 80s. I walked on when Kenny Hatfield was still here and would walk through a wall for that man. But, the one thing that I've got to say when they're, fire Pittman, I didn't see Pittman overriding any of Bobby Petrino's calls like I did when Houston Nutt was the coach here and he had hired the Springdale guy.
Malzahn.
Malzahn.
That's a first.
And he would override a call at the drop of a hat.
Well, you don't know that. You suspect
I mean, let's not go back to that.
You suspect that.
But you could see it on the side.
Well,
all right. Malzahn's face.
Be that as it may.
Time warp here.
Be that as it may. Let's not get bogged down in that.
Where we are today.
Okay. So, and part of the players the other day said something exactly correct. They have part of the problem here. They need to take responsibility. I mean, they're getting paid for this now. So they've got to take some of the responsibility for letting that game go. But one thing I do have to say, they didn't let go of the rope. They competed all the way through the end of that game.
I mean, I was going to make that point that these guys play for Pittman. He went out and got
They
these
love
guys,
him.
and
They love him
for
back. He loves them, and they love him back.
I'm telling you, man, you got to let this thing play out. But sitting around and saying things like that were said, 5 minutes ago is not like it's A, not going to happen, and B, it's embarrassing, and C, it's anything but helpful.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
All right, well, congratulations. Hey, Chuck, I made some good calls today. You sure did. You sure did.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass. Raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling and Son Incorporated. Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
Ty Story, high school football coach and former college quarterback.
I love coaching, but it's a lot more fun after LASIK. Now when I'm coaching, I can focus on my players and not my eyes. After LASIK, my eyes are even better than before when I had glasses or wore contacts. The McDonald Eye Team was great. They put me at ease. I couldn't believe how well I was seeing the day after surgery. Good vision and good football go together. I'm really glad I trusted my eyes to McDonald Eye Associates.
See your best with safe and affordable LASIK from McDonald Eye Associates. Register for your free consultation at mcdonaldeye.com.
For me, when it comes to finding the perfect diamond, there's just one name that stands above the rest in Northwest Arkansas: Blakeman's Fine Jewelry. As the region's premier experts for diamonds, Blakeman's offers an unparalleled selection of brilliant stones, handpicked for their quality and beauty. And they don't just help you find the perfect stone, they educate you every step of the way. So whether it's a proposal, celebrating an anniversary, or maybe just treating yourself, Blakeman's is where your search ends and your story begins.
Who's ready for some Arkansas Razorback football? Experience football game days on the Hill as the Hogs return to action for the Fayetteville home opener, Saturday, September 14th, 3:15 p.m. against UAB. Tickets are available online at arkansasrazorbacks.com or by calling the Hogs at 800-982-HOGS.
Oaklawn is your hot springs escape. Enjoy plush comfort, upscale dining, and Arkansas's only Forbes 4-star rated spa at our luxury hotel. And with easy access to Hot Springs National Park and sparkling lakes, Oaklawn is your home base for everything the region has to offer. Come stay, play, and get away at Oaklawn, a Forbes Travel Guide recommended hotel. Make your reservation at oaklawn.com. Gambling problem? Call 1-800-522-4700.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
You hear that? You hear that?
Back to Save Sports Radio.
Hi, everybody. Larry Rath here for Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center with exciting news. Backed by popular demand, state sales tax paid when you trade on our huge inventory of road-ready certified vehicles. That's right. This month, get the best used car your money can buy, road-ready certified with warranty, and get your state sales tax paid when you trade. One more reason all the happiest drivers are rolling with Rath. Rath Auto Resources and the Meineke Car Care Center, just north of Phoenix on Towson, Fort Smith.
Hey, Hog fans, this is Elizabeth.
This is Robert. And this is Matt, and we're with the Stadium Shop on Razorback. Folks, it's the most wonderful time of the year.
No, it's not Christmas yet.
No, Mom, he's referring to football season.
Oh, speaking of football, guess what we just got in?
Season tickets? Sideline passes?
Well, close. We just started receiving the Nike sideline apparel like hats and polos.
Yeah, but did we get jerseys? Yeah, we got both kinds, cardinal and white.
We also have youth and adult sizes.
That's great. People have been asking for that for quite some time now. Matt, by the way, I did some research, and there's no shot for going viral.
Oh, Lord. Mom, he's a goner.
Anyway, besides Nike, we also have Champion, Cutter and Buck, Tommy Bahama, and many other brands.
All at the largest Razorback store south of the North Pole, which is 989 South Razorback Road, next to Baumwalker Stadium. Matt, you tell them all about them interweb-based
He means the website, which is shoponrazorback.com.
Or give us a call at 479-STADIUM. That's 479-782-3486.
Folks, it does not get more Razorback than us.
Go Hogs!
Sometimes I'm in a hurry. Stay in the slow lane, buddy. That's when I use the Sodies app to order my favorites and pick up in their drive-thru. They even offer a 10% discount on your first app order. Experience different at Sodies Wine and Spirits off I-540 on Phoenix Avenue.
Every day is worth celebrating at Uncorked. Cocktails, wine, craft beer, bourbons, and unbelievably great food. Uncorked on Phoenix Avenue next to Sodies.
You're listening to the Chuck and Bo Show on ESPN 95.3.
I got two things I want to talk about real quick, and I'll get out of your hair.
We don't have any hair, Sterling. Another great line.
That's
Thank you.
a good pun there. Nicely played, Sterling.
The Chuck and Bo Show.
Brandon in Paris.
Paris, home of the Eagles.
I don't think you guys brought it last segment. Fire Bo, fire Chuck. LOL.
Somebody's got to go.
Do you go?
Somebody's
LOL?
got to be
Wait,
fired.
did I survive today then?
No.
Yeah.
No, you're going down with the ship.
Okay.
By the way, you were going to make a point earlier.
And what a point it was.
From the call.
So go ahead.
Thanks, Chuck.
I mean, we didn't bring it, so you might as well.
Yeah, well, no, something Hog Trail said last segment just really pissed me off.
You too.
frankly.
Man, everybody's pissed this morning.
Well, like,
I'm not afraid to say it.
Yeah, no, I mean, look.
Get off my lawn.
You can't be serious. You cannot be a serious person and say something like that team wasn't ready to play on Saturday. Did you watch the game? They jumped out to a 14-0 lead. They were up 21-7. And then, yeah, they made some mistakes. They made that happens every week in college football, by the way. It just so happened to be the Razorbacks' turn on Saturday. But like to say they weren't ready to play just shows me that you don't know what the heck you're talking about.
It's cliche, man.
You
They
don't
weren't
know
ready to
what
play.
you're talking about.
It's cliche, man.
It is. I mean, it's like, and look, again, people can have their opinions, but like, I just ask that you bring something beyond just, oh, well, hasn't gone good enough and they lost a game. I mean, get it, but they've improved this year so far.
Woods in Bentonville says, encouragement day sure has gone to hell.
Yeah.
Not wrong. Not wrong.
Well, we're gonna switch to National School Picture Day.
That's right.
Smile.
Hugs and high five days.
Yeah, we got it. There are 3 different days, and they're all good days. But yeah, it's kind of falling
Distinctly
apart.
different.
National Day of Encouragement.
That didn't work.
National Hug and High Five Day. National School Picture Day.
I do like a good school picture. Did you guys ever by the time you guys came through, did they have annuals, things like that? Where's that annuals? When I was in school?
Yearbooks?
Yearbooks.
Yeah, they have annuals.
He called it an annual.
Yeah.
I love it.
Whatever.
I love it. We got some birthdays today. We didn't have 2 Chainz on the list. How old is 2 Chainz?
47. Shout out 2 Chainz.
He's
So
40, he's
him and Ludacris
47
are
and he
both
goes by
47.
2 Chainz.
Yeah.
Okay.
Les Miles met 2 Chainz one time, and he said something like, 1 ring, 2 Chainz.
That was good.
National championship
That
ring.
was good.
Yeah. Well, Jennifer Hudson's 43. Kelsey Ballerini's 31.
I know who Jennifer Hudson is. 2 Chainz, Kelsey Ballerina. Who's Sydney
Ballerini.
Sweeney? Who is Sydney Sweeney? Who's Sydney Sweeney?
A very famous actress.
Really? She's 27.
A lot of
today,
blockbuster movies.
Like what? Name one.
See? Anyone But You.
All these great
Never heard
texts
of
we
it.
can't
It's a,
get
it's,
to
it's
today.
a fun little movie. Check Netflix, Chuck. You have Netflix?
I do have Netflix. It's hard to find a good show.
Oh, man. We can't get to these texts. Everybody's getting fired, though. Today is National Firing Day. You know, I just was handed a book by a friend the other day. You can't fire everyone. I'm going to do a book report. We'll get it back to you, the cliff notes of this. The Chuck and Bo Show will be back and try again tomorrow at 6 a.m. It is National Day of Encouragement. Walk around, high five, hug somebody, and then take a picture at school.
I always enjoy talking about Weicker Realtors, the Griffin Company. If you followed my radio career, you remember they were partners on the original sports rap radio program over 20 years ago. We've done business together from an advertising perspective.